Somebody just told you something. Somebody just told you something, but you know it's a lie. If you call it out, well, that's just going to be worse. They're going to double down on it. But if you leave it alone, well, that can be just as bad. On today's episode, it's all about how to respond to a liar. Welcome to the Jefferson Fisher Podcast, where I'm going to...
All right, Jeff, give it to us. Tell us what's up. Yep. Starting right off the bat, because I feel that, I need to cut out a little bit of more of the intro, you know what I mean? And get the party started. So tonight, as you know, we will be going over liars. We will be going over fraudsters. We will be going over everything and everybody. And it's funny that tonight we have a collaboration between we have believe it or not, let me find him on here. Yeah, Andrew Tate's back in the news. We will be talking about him. And we will also be talking about Charleston White. And we'll also be talking about, just more Manosphere banditry. That's what's going down. And I usually wait until everybody, files in and stuff. But I got a lot of tape here. So I need to get a nice early start on this live stream and everything. You can definitely replay the beginning, and I'll also refer back just in case. Like I'll refer back to an important maybe stream that you may have missed. But for the most part, here we go. Let me start this from the beginning so we can get the whole vibe. Here we go.
Somebody just told you something, but you know it's a lie. If you call it out, well, that's just going to be worse. They're going to double
Tomas in the house. Good seeing you, Tomas.
Down on it. But if you leave it alone, well, that can be just as bad. On today's episode, it's all about how to respond to a liar. Welcome to the Jefferson Fisher Podcast, where I'm on a mission to make your next conversation the one that changes everything. If you enjoy learning tools to improve your communication, I'm going to ask you to follow this podcast. And if you would, please leave a review. I want to let you know that my new book, The Next Conversation, is officially out on pre-order, and I'll have the links for it in the notes. And as always, if you have any topic suggestions, just throw them in the comments and I'll be reading them. When somebody tells you something that you know to be a lie, number one, take a pause and say, I need to come back to this conversation. I need to come back to this conversation. If they're telling you the truth, no problem. They're going to say, okay, take your time. But if they're not telling the truth, they're not going to like it, because it's telling them that you're not buying it. Right. They're going to have this big overreaction and say things like, well, what do you think happened? Or, well, you think I'm lying? They're going to try and reconstruct the narrative while you're talking. Number two, you can also say something feels off. Something feels off. If they're telling the truth, they're not going to have any problem with it. They're going to try and work through it and say, well, what feels off? Let's talk about it. But if they're not, they're going to just spiral. They're going to try and actually gaslight you and challenge your sense of reality and say things like, you are literally insane right now. Or do you know what you even sound like? You're crazy. Number three, you can say nothing at all. 10 to 15 seconds of silence. And in that silence, liars actually start to talk to themselves. They'll start to say things like, what are you worried about? That's not even me. Why would I even say something that's not the truth? And they'll start to just falter and flip and get really defensive. And that's your sign that you're dealing with a liar. Now, I want to make sure and tell you that this is not a one-size-fits-all. There are personalities, people who may be neurodivergent, or people who are more prone to over-explaining things or needing to elaborate on things that make them sound like they may not be telling the truth, or that they may be lying, or they're trying to construct things in a certain way. That's not the indicator. I don't want you to think that people who have to talk a lot necessarily are lying to you. The key, the indicator that I like to see, or that I look for, is a big overreaction, where we might be talking at a level 3.
Right.
And as soon as I may try to challenge a little bit of the fact to say, that doesn't seem to match up to me, something feels off, they go all the way to 12, where all of a sudden they are highly defensive. They are on the attack. They're starting to say things that are ugly. They're starting to challenge in a way that it is not meshing with the level of a 3 that we were previously talking at. So when you see
Yeah, I've heard a lot. That is just the beginning right there. He was talking about Jefferson was talking about how, liars act and the best way to respond to them. So, with that said, let's get into some liars. Let's get into some liars and see if they got their pants on fires. Mel in the house. Good seeing you, Mel. Tomas is in the house. People up in the clouds. If you're in the clouds and if I sound okay online, let me know. Good evening, everyone from Indiana. Mom. Mel says, I've watched some content around this topic and it's helped a lot. Yep, with deciphering communication with others. Bars. Here's our first liar of the day, ladies and gentlemen.
Good morning. Bust case. Remember everyone who said he's a human trafficker, I just bust my case. So it turns out that I was telling the truth all along. The highest court in Romania, the appeal court, has just ruled that the evidence collected against me is illegal.
It is party time in the
Okay,
Tate.
just so you know what he said, I'm going to turn on the CC TV so you can see exactly what he's saying here. It's very important here. So watch how he works. Watch how he works the room, because YouTube is just one big gigantic room. Let's see how it works.
Remember everyone who said he's a human trafficker, I just bust my case. So it turns out that I was telling the truth all along. The highest court in Romania, the appeal court, has just ruled that the evidence collected against me is illegal.
So he said basically that he feels like his case is dismissed. The old case is dismissed line. Let's watch him dance.
It is party time in the Tate meat factory. Shit is getting loose up in the war room. Pour yourself a sparkling water and light a cigar. After a court hearing yesterday in Bucharest, Andrew Tate, Tristan and all their mates took to Twitter to declare that the case was dismissed.
Look at all of those creeps. Let's keep it going.
And the whole thing was entirely and utterly bullshit. We have seen some embarrassing...
I've learned a lot. What I've learned is that Tate has been in legal issues for at least 2 years, maybe 3. By now, he should understand and have a good grasp on what's going on. Let's keep this going.
Lies from Andrew Tate, but just making up that your human trafficking case has been dismissed must take the cake. In this video, I am going to cut to the chase and show you exactly how Tate and all of his buddies are lying to you.
Mel just nailed it. Not having info to prove something in court does not mean the defendant's innocent. Correct.
Up what I say with receipts directly from the Bucharest court, showing exactly what the judge actually ruled. Once I've established this, then we can spend the rest of the video pointing and laughing at all of the tater-tots making absolute fools of themselves. This is the Bucharest Court of Appeal portal. It is public information. Anybody can look this up. This is the ruling from yesterday's hearing. It is what the judge actually said. I'm going to keep this on the screen as I go through this post from Crayon Murders, which breaks down everything that the judge ruled in a digestible way. Firstly, there was
Just so you know, Andrew Tate is known as one of the Manosphere kings. So I want you to keep that in mind as we go through this live stream tonight, because it's going to be very important.
situation with the confiscated assets, where the judge is asking them to be outlined in more detail. This is a nothing burger that we knew would happen. Two victims' statements that they have given to court have been excluded because they were taken too early. These two women will need to give their statements to the court again, but their
So basically, what Andrew Tate is calling a dismissal is basically the court telling the prosecution some loose ends they would like to tie up just to make the case tidy. That's basically what's going on. Now, you could conceivably say it was a dismissed case if, like, they submitted some documents, let's say, that were not relevant, or some documents that were not useful for their defense, or some documents that were basically, it did not prove their point. Like, if the core of the prosecution's case was unattainable, but the court wanted it, then somebody could probably make a case that sooner or later it would be dismissed. But this looks like, really, to me, it looks like, really, I know it's been going on for a while, but it sounds like to me they just want to tie up a couple things right now, see if they can get the banditry, defined better. Let's keep going. Here we go.
statements to DCOT remain. Again, this is a nothing burger that we knew was coming. There is some information regarding one of the victims, which is to be added to the indictment and sent to Tate's legal team. This appears to be an easily fixable procedure.
So basically, it looks like that has nothing to do with the dismissal. It has much to do with paperwork. Right now, this is pure paperwork right now. They're basically saying this is what you can have in the case, and this is what we're concerned in the case, and this is what you can't have in the case. Let's keep it going, though. Here we go.
Procedural error. Andrew and Tristan's statements to DCOT have been removed from the case file because at the time they were witnesses, but now that they are defendants, they have a right to remain silent, and their statements from when they were witnesses can't be used against them. Crayons sees this one as a small W for the Tates. The judge wants DCOT to adjust the description of the human trafficking offences against the Tate's female accomplices, Georgiana Nagel and Luana Radu. That is it.
Legal. The seizure.
So from all of that, he jumps online and basically pretends that, he's free. So the best way for him to test that would be for him to go somewhere he's not supposed to and see what happens. He needs to go ahead and funk around and find out. Let's see what happens. Let's keep it going.
The money they took is illegal. We need to remove all the WhatsApp conversations which were falsely translated. Illegal. The whole case is illegal. Every single thing in that fucking file was a lie.
Unfortunately, everything that the man said, Andrew said right there, wasn't in the case. What I mean is that the statement he made, he's making the listeners, the suckers out there, believe that he's actually speaking on he's speaking on behalf of someone else in the legal field. But he's not. This is all theater, because he knows he needs to try to get his likes and subscribes up some more, and maybe try to salvage his reputation, hopefully. But basically, the bottom line is his case is alive and well.
The judge has taken all the evidence, God bless her, and him, the two judges.
Notice how he said all the evidence, but we basically heard like four lines of changes they needed.
and said all this evidence is bullshit and illegal.
Was that what was in the writing? I didn't see that in the writing. But if you red pillars want to keep believing in him, go ahead. I tell you what. Try that in court. Try that in court with him. Try what he just said in court. See how don't even wear the shirt when you go to court. See how that turns out. Now I'm going to show you something that red pill men should have focused on more, but they didn't, because they are so misogynistic. They are going to even allow others to be attacked that they claim they're defending. Here we go.
No. Where do you think you're going? No. That is not your seat. You can't sit here.
Just so you know, this lady here really doesn't want him to sit there at all. But he bought that seat. He paid his little $300, which is not little, to sit there, right? Let's go check it out.
No,
that's my seat.
No, it's not. There's no way that you have a seat up here.
He just said, there's no way you have a seat up here. Get to the back of the bus. How many times have you seen a Manosphere group address concerns like this? Some small concern, racism, no big deal. They rather hold on to the misogynistic values. But let's keep it going. Here we go.
What the hell is that supposed to mean? That's my seat. I paid for it. I paid like $300 for this seat.
No,
Probably just like you did, right?
Uh-huh.
Probably just like you did, right? That's my seat. What are you talking about?
There's no way. Stop. You can't sit there.
Hey, can I? Okay. See.
What?
Wow.
There's no way. You got your clothes.
You're not gonna block me from. You're not gonna block me from sitting in my seat. That's my seat.
There's no way that that's your seat. You got your clothes from like the cheap Target and everything. There's no way that you can sit here.
Wow.
All right. Okay. So I'm gonna ignore that for the sake of you.
Oh, okay.
I do not feel like being belligerent right now. I'm just gonna sit in my seat.
No.
Okay. What the hell? Is there a flight attendant on board? Is there like a?
Hi.
Is there? Yeah. Thank you.
Hi. Are you okay over here?
I'm simply just trying to sit in my seat. That's my seat. I paid for my seat, just like she did. And she's literally stopping me from sitting in my seat.
What's the issue, ma'am?
He's trying to sit here and he belongs back there.
I belong back there?
You belong back there.
Okay. Do you have the proof of that? Can I see your ticket? Can I just see your boarding pass?
Oh, did she show you her boarding pass when she got on?
Obviously.
I have to show you my boarding pass for me to sit down in the seat I claimed to have?
I believe that this is your seat.
Okay then, what the hell's the issue?
No. You
All right,
touch
see,
my
okay. Something's about to happen. All right.
Oh, really?
Something about to happen.
Down. What's the issue? Why don't you want him sitting in his seat?
I look at him and look at me.
look at you. Look at you.
What is that supposed to mean?
Look
What
at
is that
you.
supposed to mean? Sir, can I just check, please?
Have her show you hers first.
Okay.
Just so I feel better
You
about
can
it.
obviously tell.
Just so I feel better.
Let's see your boarding pass.
In this situation here, I think he should be kept calmer, but I understand his anger. And let's see how this gets resolved. But yeah, you have to understand, when the only thing that's worse than one Karen is two. So you don't want to find out you got two Karens.
See it?
Okay, yes. Okay.
How about you check all of theirs too? Why the hell are you
Wow.
checking mine? Because she
Never
said,
raise your voice like that. If you do, they can call that hostility and you bounce you off the plane, especially if you got to be somewhere. Keep it calm, keep it cool. Usually what happens, they'll give you even a better seat. Shout out to Die Rich and Why is Seeking Knowledge in the House, along with Tomas, Mel, what, Indiana, Mom. Thanks everybody for coming through. Here we go.
I don't sit
I
here.
just want to make sure that there's
Is that because is she so credible?
Not at all. Not at all. I just want to check just to make sure, and then We'll move along.
Why you gotta be so difficult? I showed her.
Okay.
Just show her.
You're the one being difficult. That's my seat.
Hey, that's my bag. Don't touch my bag like that.
Okay, why don't
I
you
will
move
throw
your
your bag out
No,
this
you
plane
won't.
right now.
Let's-
You think I'm
Right there. See that you got to be careful. Even if you were right, 100% right, showing that level of intensity, they can kick you off the plane and her off the plane.
Did you pay for this seat?
This is.
Did you pay for this seat? If you did not pay for this seat,
Right.
please remove your
Oh
bag.
my God. Let me come get some.
Please
I
remove your bag.
can't.
Here,
No,
I'll
it's
show you
gotta
right
stay
now.
here.
Did not
It's
pay
gotta
for this
stay
seat.
here.
Look,
Let's
look,
remove
look.
that bag.
There we go.
This actually is his seat. Okay.
Precisely.
So, just to
It's
calm
a
things
typo.
down, I'm
Hell,
actually-
It's a
shush.
typo.
Let her talk.
I'm actually
Don't
gonna.
shush me.
I'm
Don't
actually
shush
gonna
me.
have
Never. See, I wouldn't. Let's see what happens.
you move. I'm actually gonna have you move.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have you move.
Yep, that's right. He's gonna move back there.
No,
Yep,
actually,
you're
you are gonna move back there.
Excuse
let's
me?
move.
Oh.
That's ridiculous.
We're gonna have you
I'm
move
not
back
moving
here,
back
man.
there.
You're moving back here, ma'am.
I am not doing
Okay,
that.
You're
great.
moving back here.
I'm not
Yes,
doing that.
thank you so
No.
much. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Stop.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you
I'm
so
so
much.
sorry about that. Please, ma'am, to the back.
Na 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 na.
So basically, this is one of the things that you would think the Manosphere would be fighting against, don't you think so? I mean, don't you think this would be a relevant thing? Discrimination and all those R words and you know, yeah, and the D words and all that kind of stuff. No, Manosphere ain't worried about that. They sure is worried about some black women, though. They don't like women that look like themselves. Well,
That is ridiculous.
let me play a little bit of this. I think I played this part.
Today without her teaching.
We're going to talk about this person today, but we're also going to be talking about dude. We're going to talk about dude too. In fact, let's jump into it. Hold on one second.
She says, how do you make a man pay bills, not just other than him? You ask.
Okay, so we're going to be, it appears that this is Ches Charday, one of my favorite people. Okay, maybe not. So, but let's see her side of view. There's something that you have to understand that is so really funny to me about this whole situation. But let me go. Here we go.
You ask them. You bring your bills with you. You set them on the table. You say, I need some help. Let's say I brought you a present, and then let them unwrap it and let it be a bill. Then laugh. I mean, that's how I be doing crazy stuff. I don't care. Like, guess what? I bought you a present. You're like, what is it? It's a bill. Then you smile innocently. Okay, I'm gonna go here and take care of it. Don't take life so seriously. Have fun with everything. Have fun with everything. And people react to you a lot different based on how you make them feel. So if you make them laugh and make them feel happy at the audacity of giving them a gift that's actually a bill for them to pay, they may find it intriguing and funny. And they may like that weird, strange sense of humor that you have and the risk that you just took of losing them. And they may say, this is a real one. You can't be afraid to lose. If you walk around afraid to lose all the time and holding your tongue and not asking for things and not telling people what you want, you're already losing. You're losing exactly what you could be having.
I don't hear anything. There's nothing wrong with that at all. We're getting our sprinkle on right now. Let's keep it going. Here we go.
You're already losing because closed mouths don't get fed.
I get money from men very fast after dating them. Very fast. As soon as we go on a date, I get money from them. All the time. It never fails. Even if they're purchasing my gas, whether they are giving me money for hair and nails, but as soon as we go on a date, a light switch like this man, get their money. One of my providers paid me $500 just to play tennis with him this evening. Mind you, he already gave me my allowance. I really didn't want to go, but hey, who doesn't want to make extra money?
You want to use men for money, right? Without asking, without chasing, and without rejection. Girl, it's okay. This is a safe space. Here's the thing. They are everywhere. Yes, even in your hometown. Now, you're not going to approach him. You're going to attract him. Yeah.
Now, it's funny to me because wasn't there a bus driver and light bill thing going on just this past summer? Yeah. So black men were saying that a sister should hold them down. I remember that. I remember somebody saying that. In fact, I bet his name is Jeezy said something like that. When a black man gets down, a strong black woman can hold him back up. So that's basically the same thing as what these women are asking for, but it's women asking, it's more acceptable in this society to be doing this. At least maybe not in our culture, but in everybody else's culture. They expect it.
Yes, girl, he is coming over to you. And I have the exact roadmap that you need to get his attention and have him eager to invest in you. That's what my Rich Man Roadmap is for. And right now, it's only $19.99. So what's stopping you from bagging your Rich Man, sis? $20? Tap the link, grab the Rich Man Roadmap, and watch your $20 turn to 20 bits.
Depending on what you're looking for determines where and what time you should go to certain places. Today I'm looking for an old man sugar daddy, so we're going to the casino. I recommend going around the time between 4 and 7 because you see white guys sitting, playing, and gambling. I also recommend you go into the high limit slots area. Men who are playing high limit slots usually have big money. I advise you to dress cute and cozy because that's what they like. Anyways, I just walk around. I usually, smile and have a grin. And next thing you know,
Pretty.
someone's at the bar buying me a drink. So this is the Hard Rock Casino located in Hollywood, Florida. I highly recommend you go and check them out. Bye.
I asked men for money real quick.
Let me pause it right there because, I think you get the idea. So this seems to have a lot of red pill men fuming, and I can tell you why. Because they can't partake in the fit, feminine, friendly, and submissive departments. This is what it takes. You actually have to have real money, not, fast money. You actually have to have funds if you want a woman who is fit, feminine, friendly, and submissive. It's a fair trade. Kevin Samuels was saying the same game. I believe even, Sprinkle. Shira was, it's basically a complimentary, really, quite honestly, you can almost see them as complimentary, but with some differences that are big. First of all, Shira 7 does not teach you to be a doormat. She is not trying to teach you, if she's teaching you at all, to me, she's a great entertainer that you might learn something from. But at the bottom line is this. She is not teaching you to be a doormat. Kevin Samuels was trying to coerce women into becoming doormats. That's what's going down. So let's keep this going. Here we go.
Stop ignoring those red flags. You know exactly what I'm talking about. This is for men and women, okay?
That's what they should do. They should change the red pill industry to the red flag industry because anybody who's in the red pill probably has some emotional issues they really need to work on. Here we go.
First time that they raised their voice at you, the first time they might have laid their hands on you, the way that they treated the waiter or the waitress on your first date, you see it. You've got intuition, you've got discernment. The red flag that I completely ignored on my first date with my ex-husband was that it was in St. Louis. First date was at Landry's at the Union Station, and this was back in 2001. We went there, and there was a whole bunch of other red flags that I completely ignored before this, but this was like the ultimate. We go on a date. He doesn't have the money, okay? No, he had the money. He had the money, he paid for it. But he said he didn't have money for a tip. So I said, okay, I got the tip. So I put the tip on the table, and I always tuck it kind of under the plate just to kind of make sure that the waiter, the waitress can see it, but that no one else can see it because I don't want anybody else to grab it. I put the tip under the plate, and I say, all right, you ready to go? And he's like, yeah, hold on. He takes the tip from under there, and he's like, all right, let's go. And I'm looking at him like, what are you doing? He's like, come on.
That's what red pill dudes do. They'll take the tip. They're so broke that they see opportunity in you. Remember now, the KS theory is all about making women a resource in one way or the other.
Let's go, let's go. That was like the ultimate red flag. There was other red flags before that, but that was when I should have got up and walked away. But see, you know, I was 19 and something was wrong with me mentally, okay? Because I followed suit. I went behind him and we left out and we were leaving out. And I don't know if y'all remember, like if y'all are in St. Louis and you know this, or if anybody remembers, but you leave out of Landry's and there's like a bridge that goes across over the water. And we were walking on the bridge and he's laughing. He's like, I got to tell you whatever. And I'm just like, you know, thinking, oh my gosh, this is such a thrill. I've never done this before. The waiter comes out of the restaurant and runs behind us. He's like, hey, and he stops us. And we're like, what's wrong? He's like, did you guys leave a tip? Because we've been having people stealing the tips off the table.
Oh.
Why did my ex-husband say, yeah, man, you better get back in there and get it. You better get back. We left it on the table. He starts cussing and goes back into the restaurant. I mean, like, what was wrong with me? What was wrong with him? But what was wrong with me? Why did I allow myself to continue on in a relationship with somebody like that? Like, why did I see all of the red flags and I continued to follow suit? It was not cute, okay? It was not cute, and I should have prayed about it, but I didn't, you know? So,
by the way, if anyone wants to come up, by all means, just say drop the link, and I will do that. If you want to come up and chat, by all means, just say drop the link and I will. Here we go.
Oh, y'all know what I'm talking about. You might have had those red flags in your life where you're just like, now in hindsight, you're like, man, I should have never gotten that car. I should have never picked her up. Should have never went out on a date. I should have never let him raise his voice at me. Whatever it was, if you find yourself facing a red flag that is blowing in the wind right in front of your face, take that as a sign, a real sign that you need to go. Don't allow yourself to be in any more heartache, any more pain that you already are. Okay.
Great advice. Excellent advice. I wanted to give this live stream some substance to it. And I believe the advice that free-flowing talks just put down was a great idea. Now I want to show you a situation of what happens when, how should I put this? This next one is when you stay too long. When you stay in a relationship too long.
Gotta learn to love me and trust me, friend. I try my hardest to fight back. But I guess it just happens, and it's crazy because everybody deserves this. Yeah. I just gotta be me. I really did that. And I'm so thankful. I'm so thankful for my family. I'm thankful for the Lord too. Because at the end of the day, I could have died. And I am so thankful. And I'm thankful for my family that came together.
Unfortunately, her partner was a part of the Hands and Feet Club. And she is showing a great deal of resilience by warning people. Let me
That look like somebody else right there. thankful for my family that came together to help me because I couldn't even walk. And the sad part about it is he dropped me off at the hospital. He didn't come in, he just dropped me off. I couldn't see. When I walked into the hospital, the only thing that I could say is, help me. I didn't have an ID. I didn't have any of that. And I was so afraid at the hospital because he was texting and calling my phone that he was going to come in there. I was so afraid to tell the people at the hospital who really done this to me. But what they did was they had put me in a little protection program where nobody would even know that I was in there. But when I got with my mom and I got with my family, even though I was still real scared, I let them know who done this to me. And I pray that he gets up under the jail. Because you should have just, no, man, I don't care what you do. I don't care what you do. Nobody, and I mean nobody deserves this. Nobody. I won't be able to see out this eye for 2 to 3 weeks. It ain't going to come open. My eye socket is broken or what have you. After that, I have to have a corrective eye surgery, and that is definitely going to cost, but I am going to get through it. Hopefully I didn't have no bleeding or anything on my brain. I wasn't swallowing blood or none of that. I finally got to try to wash my face. My nose is broken. I don't know, but baby, this ain't where it's at. And then the sad part about it is, for people that's trying to justify it, I see why people don't want to come out and people don't want to say, oh, this happened to me. Just so happened you hit the wrong bitch, because I happen to be an influencer and a lot of people love me. So, you know what I'm saying? Because you've been beating bitches up your whole life, and that's crazy as hell to me. But people try to justify, oh, well, what did you do, or what conspired, or what happened. All of this, we was already into it. He had already pulled my hair and pushed me down, and I promised to God, I tried my hardest to fight back. And when his friends was there,
So yes, I am taking advantage of the situation with Shira 7 and the trophy wife to show you the dirty truth of what really happens out there to at least half the women in our community. They get this work. They get this work, and it's not fair. It's not fair at all. They get this work. It's painful. It's painful for me to watch this.
broke up the whole entire thing. And I was getting ready. I was over there on the side where my stuff is. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to walk out. I've had enough. And nobody ever seen that he was going to throw a beer bottle and bust me in my face. I would have never seen this coming. I was so scared that they was telling me to take me to the hospital that I got with this man. And I'm trying to literally like corroborate a story, because you don't know what's finna happen. I have never been through anything like this in my life. I'm telling them, like, I never tell the police on you. You will never go to jail behind this. I tell these people that I was jumped, because yeah, I'm still in this situation. I blacked out. I passed out because I was hit so hard, and I'm so thankful for the 2 guys that was there that got me up, you know. And it was definitely blood everywhere, and it wasn't a good thing. I've never been put in a situation like this, and it's okay to not be okay, and I am not okay, but I am going to be okay. So for all the people that is just screaming, oh, what did you do, or what, baby, like
Did
I
you
said,
hear that? People were making her the assailant, or making the assailant the victim. Happens all the time, on and offline. This is crazy to me. Let me read some of these messages. Your average logical thinker states, and they would never square up with another man, right? But beat the brakes off a woman. Exactly. Exactly. Why seek knowledge? I remember men used to rough up I remember men used to rough up women, but didn't go after them full force like they would a man. These males are lacking testosterone, and the carnal results are showing. Bars. Bars. This is real deal right here. I got to, I got to show this is the situation that can happen to so many women that we have to avoid. We have to try to avoid one way or the other. So you may not believe the trophy wife, but I do believe this woman has some pretty good evidence, and you can't miss it on her face. You can't. Let me keep it going.
Language.Foundation's Video Dictionary, helping you achieve understanding.
A wife who is an attractive young woman, seldom the first wife of an affluent older man. His trophy wife was an asset to his business.
Become our student and get access to effective and free.
So that's the definition of trophy wife. It's kind of quick. How about this one?
I'm married to a billionaire. I don't have to work.
My husband and I are 22 years apart.
Oh, she's a gold digger. He's taking care of her. He's her sugar daddy.
I'm wife number 4.
I was 20 and he was 60.
Wow.
It's about the money.
Wow, she was 20 and he was 60.
Things are ridiculous.
I love my Chanel handbag. I love my Louis Vuitton.
So I'm sure people see us and go, oh, she's probably just with him for money.
He surprised me with a brand new Bentley.
All the salespeople loved me on Rodeo Drive.
No, you're not with them just for the money. Well, there's some cars that come with it.
I always thought of the term trophy wife as being something positive.
I would be delighted to be known as a trophy wife.
I want to be trophy wife. There's no question about that.
Anyone who knows me knows I am a trophy wife.
Yes, I am the trophy wife. I love it. It's a really good feeling.
Wow, that's cool. That's real cool. Until this happens.
Situation.
Until that happens to you. Or your kids. Or your kids. Your trigger breaks it down once again.
I'm back with another triggering topic. And I'm sure I'm gonna ruffle some feathers with this video because every time I talk about this topic, y'all unfollow me. But y'all need someone out here to tell y'all the truth because people be lying to y'all so that they can get paid. Would I like to get paid too? Sure. I'm trying to go to Tokyo next year.
Do your thing.
But I love y'all way more than that. So I'm willing to tell the truth and be hated because y'all need to know. Now, let me show y'all some clips and I'll be right back to give y'all some context.
This as someone who dates older white Republican men. I know what I'm getting. I know what I'm getting. Black women, we know what we're getting. We know what we're getting. The funny thing is, we seen it from the door. We seen it from the door. White men have never had to change who they were to get the black vote, to deal with black women, to do anything in life. They never had to change or morph into anything else except being a white man. We know what we're getting when we deal with them. The entire conversation started, because I don't know if you're just responding to this video and you don't know where this came from. The entire conversation started from white women asking how we could feel safe around them. So it's not, oh, we're going to choose white men over them, but if given the option, I'm going to choose a white man over a white woman because he's not going to change who he is just to be in that room. He know he ain't shit. I know he ain't shit. It's just white women pretending and perpetrating a fraud, trying to act like they're allies when really they mean us the most harm.
Now, I was flabbergasted when I saw this on TikTok. Now, this black woman was talking about dating Republican white men and how it was cool and how the most dangerous people basically were really white women and not white men because they're safer, which is purely insane. Those white women that you don't trust, and I'm not saying that you should trust them, but those women that you're talking about are raising the men that you are saying that you trust. Make it make sense. And this is really the delusion that I speak of. I know a lot of times y'all get mad at me and y'all think that I am trying to force y'all into the arms of black men or make y'all not date out. And that is not what I'm trying to do. But I refuse to allow my sisters to live in delusion. Allowing your disappointment of black men, and I'm not saying that the disappointment is not warranted, but allowing that disappointment to make you respectfully an illogical lunatic is crazy. And I feel like Ayala, not on my watch. Because if the women aren't safe because of their racism, the men aren't either. And then you talking about
Well,
dating.
here's the weird thing. Here's the weird thing. Unfortunately, in a very painful way, a black woman is probably safer in front of a moderately not liberal white tea man than she is in front of a black man that happens to have a bad temper. Because what really regulates men in our community is what they have to lose. Usually because, well, look at Diddy. I mean, though Diddy's been Diddy for his whole life, but usually men that have a lot to lose will behave better. Not all, because look at Jeezy. There's a lot of examples, but for the most part, that's it. And it's not only what they think they have to lose, but how they respect what they have. And they don't have a unrealistic view on what they can get away with. Really, that's where most men are regulated. It's really not for just being a good guy. It's really basically, what am I going to lose if I do this? And unfortunately, in our community, there's more men than maybe in other cultures that have nothing to lose.
Republican white tea
Tanya
men.
Sweat in the house. Good seeing you, Tanya Sweat.
You're not even talking about dating the conservatives. And not saying that a lot of them don't be racist as well, but I think we know what the reality is for the majority of Republican white tea men. They definitely hold racist, thoughts and racist ideologies. And
And again, that's the weird thing. If you compare it to a misogynistic black man, really misogynistic black men right now are trying to compete with racist Caucasian men for this. Really, I guess you would say the same women in a way. So they're taking on the traits. That's why they want to be a Trumper. That's why they want to wear a red hat. That's why they say they're conservative, but then say let's fly. I want to fly across the country. I mean, and across the world to go to a red light district in some beat up country, and they still want to be seen as being conservative. That's, I guess, the point I'm trying to make. So that is a really weird phenomenon. Now, let's get into the meat of the matter.
But there's that saying, when you get sick and tired of being sick and tired, that's when you'll make a change. And that's very true.
I want you to hear the background.
So it's just all about whenever you have the courage to do that.
Sugar Love in the house. Do you guys hear the crying in the background? Put a 1 in the chat if you do. Put a 2 in the chat if you don't. I'm going to turn it up because you got to hear this. You definitely got to hear this. Here we go.
Tired of being sick and tired. But There's that saying, when you get sick and tired
Okay, if you didn't hear the little child in the background, the little child is saying ow, ow, as in ouch, as in something hurts.
of being sick and tired, that's when you'll make a change, and that's very true. So it's just all about whenever you have the courage to do that.
And I hear a man's voice
Sorry
too.
if my house is noisy in the background. I don't know how much you all can hear, but there's so many of us that it's just like that. So if you hear stuff in the background, just act like you don't.
It's,
I showed my baby sister video about dating. If you guys can hear my daughter, she's upstairs with my husband being cranky. So I just don't know how he was able to get away with it and so sneaky. Because with my own trauma,
well done. Well, great mix. Who is this? This is Lovey T.I. That was a great mix you make right there.
my kids. I watch my kids like a hawk.
Remember, she watches her kid like a hawk, but
If you hear my kids in the background, they're with daddy.
watching her kid like a hawk.
You can easily click off if you don't agree. And to be honest, I really don't care who doesn't agree, because at the end
Mom, you nailed it. She said no and ow.
of the day, I really don't have to be doing this. I don't have to work. I'm still, whether you like me or not, I'm still going to be rocking Chanel and driving a Porsche. So, you know, was that earlier today or yesterday? Like, oh, I could never date an older man. I can never date a man that doesn't have any swag. Why are you here? Why are you here? You are not
You nailed it. She's slow.
ready. You are not going to get this lifestyle because you don't
Now
deserve.
get this mix. I'm about to put this in the mix myself. I'm about to put this in the mix. This is going to be the weird part. Here we go.
If you're not getting back to the child's father, how do you think you can make your asset how do you think you can make your child an asset to the kind of man you want to marry?
How can I make my child an asset?
To the kind of man you would want to marry?
I feel like I would have to train her to be an asset, as in get her ready for life in general. Put her in classes, make sure she's smart, make sure she's not, put in that time to make her a better person. Correct?
Yeah, because let's say you and I were to get married, you got a daughter, right? Mm-hmm. Let's say we have 2 kids together. Mm-hmm. And your child is 5. So 10 years from now, your daughter comes home and says, Kevin touched me, looked at me getting out of the shower. What happens next?
The relationship.
So let me ask you this. Which scenario more closely fits the situation that the trophy wife is in? The KS theory, which I've just recently played, or Sprinkle Sprinkle? Because last I checked, Sprinkle had nothing to do. The Sprinkle Sprinkle theory had nothing to do with feeding your kids to your husband. However, you just heard this man right here. Okay? You just heard this man right here.
Let's say we have 2 kids together. Mm-hmm. And your child is 5. So 10 years from now, your daughter comes home and says, Kevin touched me, looked at me getting out of the shower. What happens next?
The relationship would have to end.
Huh?
That's not something the relationship would end immediately.
Because your daughter said I looked at her getting out of the shower. Kevin touched me, looked at me getting out of the shower. Kevin touched me, looked at me getting out of the shower.
And if you remember my last live stream, I played his daughter's testimony on how poorly he treated her, which included grabbing her by the hair and pushing her face into a window in the car. So I'm having a hard time seeing the correlation. I see the correlation where somebody can think that it's the sprinkle theory, but at the end of the day, it's really the Kevin Samuels theory, and you're going to find some very weird things going on in this live stream coming up, because basically the trophy wife is a part of the red pill crew. She used to insult Black women and other women for their situation over hers. So that's weird. I'd like to kick a shout out to New York of SFTCM. Super chat, thank you so much. Preferences do an important public service. Black women always remember, his rejection is your protection. Yeah, happy Turkey Day, Torch. Thank you. I appreciate that. Here we go.
So that means I should never listen to it. That means I should avoid women like you, because off the rip, your desire to defend your child blew up. You got 2 of my kids, and off rip, your protective instinct says everything, including those other 2 kids.
So what he's saying is, BITCH, feed me your kids. Let me be blunt. That's what he's saying. That is what the high value man theory is all about. They feel like if they're taking care of your kids, whether they're all his or not, he gets access to the kids in any way, shape, or form he wants. If you guys remember when you hear the theory about, 90% of women or 80% of women get divorces. This is about, probably of that 80%, this is probably about 60% of why. This is it right here. And then the remaining amount is just being in the hands and feet club. In addition. So I'm trying to get an understanding with everybody out there why women do get a divorce. It's because they have no other option. There's no other option. They're not getting a divorce because they're not getting along, or because, they found a new boo or nothing like that. That's like 2%, 3%. Most of it is because they fear for their lives or the livelihood of their children. I think the second, the runner up to that is that the man is horrible with money. And no matter how much she helps him, he spends all their money. Let me keep this going. Here we go.
Was that earlier today or yesterday? Like, I could never date an older man. I can never date a man that doesn't have any swag. Why are you here? You are not ready. You are not.
I guess she wasn't ready either.
Going to get this lifestyle because you don't deserve it. So
let me pause that right there. This is how dude looks. Maybe he's maybe he's a very handsome guy, and wow, he's so fine. She just had to no, look at him. Look at him. Since they want to be all picky about features and shit, so can I. Underwhelming jawline, receding hairline. There's nothing special about the way he looks. He doesn't work out because you can tell by the way the jacket is bowing here. If he had just a little bit of traps, that would have filled in there. Kevin Samuelite.
Of the trophy wife's husband, who she accused of violating their 2-year-old and 4-year-old daughters.
This is not a game.
All right. Now let's get into some receipts. She says she has some receipts. Let's see if she has some receipts. Here we go.
How dare you? How dare you blame this on an innocent child? You talk about you got proof? You have proof? I've got proof right here. Right here. Show me your paperwork. Show me your paperwork. You talk about I am saying something different than when I was in court. Honey, you weren't even there. Seen you in my life. It's not very good. Oh my gosh. Y'all want to see my protective order? Y'all want to see my protective order? Right here. I'm going to cover my daughter's name. I'm going to cover my daughter's name. In the case of a vulnerable adult and a minor child, a relative, there is a preponderance of the evidence to believe that the respondent committed the following acts of abuse. Abuse of a child. R word or a statutory S offense. Father has been coming into two-year-old and 4-year-old daughter's rooms and SAing them. This is from the judge. There's the case number. It matches the records. There's the proof. There's the proof. There's the proof.
What do y'all think? You think that's the proof, y'all? In the house, Phoenix Soul. If you think it's the proof, put a 1 in the chat. If you think that she's trying to make something up, put a 2 in the chat. This was released 1 day ago. By the way, if you want to come up and talk about it, let me go ahead and put that link in the chat, just in case somebody wants to come up. I mean, there we go. So let's see what the dude has to say about this. Here we go.
I'm done. That's all. I'm done.
If the niece was lying on the new trophy wife, why?
Let me stop it right here, because what you're seeing on the stage is the dude who, remember the dude who had 7 kids? This is the ridiculousness that really blows my mind in this red pill space. This guy is a male. Let me just be blunt, and I'm sorry I have to say it. No, I need to keep my numbers up. He's a male 304. And he was a proud male 304. But not more than a year, maybe a year and a half later, he's talking this smack. Listen to him closely. Here we go.
Did the new trophy wife instantly get online and try to show proof of her goddamn court order, but try to manipulate the viewers as if it was a judgment from the judge? Like, why did she get on the internet to do that? Her name is not Isis Morales. Her real name is Paloma Dowdy.
So, I mean, everybody knows that, bro. Dang, there's a lot of slow niggas out here today. Here we go.
Out of Baltimore, Maryland.
It's like he's trying to say words and not just saying them.
Get into it. Y'all want receipts? Bro, I gotta put a new name for goddamn receipts. Let's get into it real quick.
Yep. He House of Hypocrites, and he's one of the major ones now. I mean, before at least he was unapologetically a male prostitute. But now he's literally trying to give people advice or sound like he's got a moral high ground when he made it clear before that he does not. You cannot make this stuff up.
I'm not going to tell you the niece's full name. Y'all can go look the shit up. But her name is D. Dowdy.
Yeah, so he's not going to tell a niece of the husband who really has nothing to do with, unless she was living in the house all that time. She has nothing to say. Nothing to say. Rich in the house. Rich says Negroes like to think they use logic and they miss every time. Bars. This is one exceptionally slow. Yep. Here we go.
Her uncle name is Orenthro Dowdy. So this is not a random woman on the internet making false claims. Just because Paloma Dowdy didn't meet this niece, which I highly doubt. Just because she said she didn't meet this niece does not discount the fact that this woman know what the hell she talking about.
No, see, male 304, House of Hypocrites, 7 women, maybe up to 8 or 9 or 10 by now. You might have 10 kids by now. The point she's making by simply saying that she doesn't know the woman, if she doesn't even know the niece, or the niece hasn't been around, the niece hasn't been around the situation. The niece hasn't been in, she has no evidence. The niece has, why are you going to listen to somebody who has no evidence and just is going by what's called in court hearsay? Okay, so at least Paloma showed some freaking paperwork. The niece ain't showed nothing, and if she did, it doesn't matter because she don't live with them. So that's the crazy. I'm telling you, predos defend predos. Predos will always defend predos. That's just the way it is. Show me a man defending Diddy or R. Kelly or any of their crews, which are large, or like Chris Brown, and I'll show you, I guarantee you that at least 80% of them do the same thing, or would do the same thing if they had the opportunity. Here we go.
So, on September 24th, 2024, the husband, Arinto Dowdy, tried to file a court order for domestic abuse against Paloma Dowdy, but they denied this man 3 times.
This happens a lot. In fact, this happens a whole lot. This tells me right now that her husband is a narcissist. It basically, believe it or not, this actually backs up Paloma's case. And the reason why is because if he had a valid reason, they would have granted him whatever he was asking for. Even though, I mean, think about it. The dude's like way bigger than her, right? The fact of the matter, the fact of the matter is he should have been away from her anyway, or she should have been away from him anyway. But you see how back in the day, we called a dude who was like this, we'd call him a bitch nugget, if you know what I mean. And basically, that's what's going down. So he tried 3 times, which ties into the retaliatory vibe that narcissists and sociopaths and psychopaths tend to display. I wish I had a doctor who could break it down for you deep, but probably what happened is she filed first, he got mad, and then he filed afterwards. And that's why there's 1, 2, 3 here. He probably tried to file even more than that. That's what tells me that he's basically he's in the narcissist, family, in my opinion, of course. Here we go.
So tell me why Paloma Dowdy, Isis Morale, aka the new trophy wife, she filed a child abuse or court order the next day, September 25th, 2024. And they entertained what she had to say because, like the niece said, the baby had
Let me pause it because he can't. He's slow. He's slow. Let me pause it. So I'm going to show you Paloma's paperwork. Hold on.
The next day, September.
Okay. The difference is she had facts. He didn't. She did not supply. Number one, she probably told him she was going to file this. And so he filed. Then she went ahead with her filing, which she was probably going to do anyway because she said so, right? And they saw validity in her claim and not in his. It's that simple. I mean, what more can you say? I mean, remember now, these people are showing up in front of judges all the time. They know bullshit when they see it. They do. And that's how, ladies and gentlemen, that's how you can find out whether you're dealing with a narcissist or a sociopath. Is they usually will mirror you. If they feel like you hurt them in a way, they will usually mirror you with the exact same way they think they hurt you, that you hurt them unjustly. So if you file something, they will file something whether or not it's true or not. They're going to make something up. That's how it rolls.
25th, 2024. And they entertained what she had to say because, like the niece said, the baby had evidence of a rash.
This woman is no records that she has been, that little girl has been.
Why is she getting it? See, this is okay. I do understand this is her uncle, right? But she don't live. I mean, Paloma don't barely know the girl. If you barely know the girl, that's evidence in itself. It's like, look, why are you getting in the mix? You hardly around here, and basically you're probably getting. If you're not around here, you don't see anything. So what's the deal?
Touched by my uncle. No records, but it is a record that she had a diaper rash.
You understand me?
It had nothing to do with the diaper rash. Had nothing to do with it. Nothing. So that's how you know a mammy when you see one, because they always get they start meddling in a sensitive situation that has nothing to do with them.
Right after she did this evil ass shit, the man said, bro.
You want to know something? I wouldn't be surprised if, let me go back here for a minute. I wouldn't be surprised if this woman right here is messing with her husband. I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised, because men that are as deviant as we believe him to be, or it seems to be, have no problem with that incest stuff. Or she could be a cousin-in-law or something. That's what's going down. Indiana mom states, why seek a knowledge? Kind of like the sibling hating on the new baby because they're not getting all the parental, attention anymore. Just way more traumatic. Bars. Why seek a knowledge broke it down. Damn, Indiana mom, you might be right. That's deep. I was simply thinking black male worshiping. And then Tanya Sweat says, this guy never had to worry about a jury duty, and he's not objective and have the critical thinking skills. No, he's just a bandit. He's the one who proudly was saying that he has 7 baby mamas and everything. Hello, give me foliage in the house. Good seeing you. So that's the funny thing is, this guy is a moral mess. Why is he getting in the mix at all? That is funny to me. That is just ridiculous to me.
The man said, bro, I didn't had enough. He instantly found.
No, he doesn't. Now he wants to try to make up stuff for dude. Let me keep going forward. This is Tisa Tells, I believe. Yeah, let's see what she brought.
Hey, what's up, guys? How y'all doing today? But baby, listen, we have a really, really, really important thing to talk about. Have y'all heard about the trophy wife? The trophy wife is someone that's been on TikTok and Instagram. Beautiful young woman, took everything by storm. Let me just give y'all the backstory, and then we're gonna get into this. Took the world by storm. She literally propagates and makes money off of being a trophy wife.
Okay, let me pause for a minute. So where does this I'm still kind of a little bit confused on why people kept blaming this or insinuating that the trophy wife was blaming, um, sprinkle, sprinkle. Let me see if I have that in here. That's bothering me more than this part. Speaks out. Um, okay. Where is it? Okay, let's start here.
The new trophy wife, Isis, is speaking out, and she is letting us know that this could have happened to
Anybody? Okay, let's get into if there's any. I'm looking for. Um, okay, she doesn't talk about it. Okay, so it's not here.
Okay, let's go over it. I'm so tired of the misinformation. My daughters are his biological children. This could happen to anyone. The new trophy wife, I'm gonna let you have it. I am going to let you have it that this could happen to anyone because there has been so many people who have been SA'd by fathers and family member. So I'm gonna let you have that in 20 and 24. Now, personally, cousins that knows my content have read my books.
Buy her book. Let me give it a click. Well, if you like it, if you like her content.
Let's go over, because it's the Jeans books. 23 types of guys you might meet. In Christ I Am. Moments of Gratitude Journal. Moments of Gratitude book. How to Not Give Boyfriend Husband Benefits. 10 Years a Girlfriend. Take Your Cookie Off the Table. The Naked Wife. The Wisdom Journal. How to Read Your Bible in 1 year.
Has anybody heard of Janice Hilton? Let me go forward though. I'm trying to find a spot where okay. Here we go.
But I definitely understand it being hard because I'd have stayed in situations much longer than I had to because I had children in those situations. So I understand the struggle of that. Definitely. But there's that saying, when you get sick and tired of being sick and tired, that's when you'll make a change.
Okay,
And that's very
all that
true.
part. Let's see what I want to see what it
So
has
this
to say.
happened up to this point.
Okay.
Take a look already. Be sure to catch the first video. But to give you guys just a recap of what's happened up to this point, she is a femininity coach that specializes in teaching young women how to secure wealthy, high-value, rich men. She attributes a lot of her training to She-Ra 7 and is all about promoting
Oh no, Chaz, you missed something. She definitely mentioned Kevin Samuels. It's funny how you omitted his name to the point where it was almost deceitful. And I'll tell you why, Chaz. I mean, she actually gave Kevin Samuels, the Kevin Samuels theory, because he passed away, more love than Shira 7. Don't get me wrong. She said, I got the information from Shira 7. But Shira 7 makes it clear the defining point with Shira 7 is she says, don't get with a bandit. So don't get with a bandit. Now, Kevin never said that, but Shira sure did. So I find that interesting that Char left that out, that very important thing where in the same breath she mentioned Kevin Samuels, but somehow she only wants to give Shira 7 the smoke. And they do this, and I'll tell you why they do this. They do this because this is bad for business. This is bad for businesses that their so-called godfather literally made this woman here. That what he was teaching, she used. She had the option to use certain nuances or things from Shira 7, but she did not do that. She went straight to being fit, friendly, feminine, and submissive to the point where she was, in back in the day, we would call her a doormat. Okay? Today, they call men like that simps. Angela Reddick in the house. Eden Adele in the house. Tanya Sweat in the house. I hope you guys understand what I'm saying. You're literally looking at two women in this same industry. Let me repeat that one more time. You're looking at two women in the same industry. Okay? If she didn't out her husband, they would probably be working together, disrespecting other women. Whether it be black, whether it be exoticals, whether it be whatever. They would be dogging out other women. They would. They're the same. They're on the same team. Security boss is in there too. They're on the same team. The only reason they're crapping on her now is because she exposed them all. She exposed look, quite honestly, I watched some of her other videos. She is just as bad as Chez, at least. She was dogging out some women. She was dogging out some women hard. And now I believe the red pill industry is now doing damage control because she's not BWE by any stretch of the imagination at all. She is not a part of the BWE space, not part of the exotical space, not a part of the feminist space. She's as red pill as they come. Paloma, her. We know Chez is, but I'm talking about Paloma. She is red pill. So they're just getting a taste of winter. Winter is coming. And Paloma is getting a taste of it. The KS theory failed her. I didn't see anything, on Shira 7's channel about feeding your kids to your husband. That is my new term. Feeding your kids to your husband to make them happy. There's nothing. I just played Kevin, though. I just played Kevin. You know something? I need to play it again because, red pill, their memories aren't that good. So you got to play shit over again. Here we go.
If you're not getting back to the child's father, how do you think you can make your asset how do you think you can make your child an asset to the kind of man you want to marry?
Okay, that's already a little weird there, but baby, there's something you can fix it. But I'm going to fast forward it. Here we go.
The relationship will have to
out of the shower, 2 kids together. Mm-hmm. And your child is 5. So 10 years from now, your daughter comes home and says, Kevin looked at me getting out of the shower. What happens?
What dating coach is even going to bring that up? Because he's attempting to brainwash women into feeding their kids to their husbands. I can't make it any more clear than that. Anybody who wants to use that term, by all means, use it. Metal Heart, it's good seeing you. Feeding their kids to their husband, their children to their husband. Happens all day, every day. Now you know why women get divorced. Let me get back to the mix. Let me get back into this. Now, let's hear. Did I play this yet?
I couldn't get on here fast enough.
So the trophy wife claps back at her husband's niece and takes the video down at 1,900 views. Imagine how pissed I was when I decided to record, and boom, video gone. But guess what?
Well said, Eden Adele. Let the receipts prove the purchase.
I still got it. Keep watching. What's up, friends, foes, and subbies? The trophy wife has gone viral for the past week or so. I did not touch on the topic for many reasons. 1, it's extremely triggering. 2, I prefer more proof before I delve deep into stuff like this. And one thing that wasn't provided was proof that her husband was charged. So
There's a bug.
Sat back, watched.
He was charged or not is one thing. You saw, okay, this is the funny thing. So I don't see that as being a big deal. And I'll tell you why. It took them, okay, after Diddy put hands and feet all over his ex woman, I guess woman at the time, because really he doesn't flow like that. It's not just one person for him. It took months for him to be charged. Correct? It took months. It took months. Reason why is because they were building the case. See, the one thing I've learned about YouTube is people they think things move faster than they really do. Court cases can take definitely months. You're lucky if it's done in a year. Definitely can take years, and sometimes even decades. Okay? I mean, it could be for a simple copyright infringement, or it can be for the M word. So I don't know why people think like things are done so quickly. Like things will be done in a month or a year. It takes as long as it takes. But back to this.
And so many people made videos basically exposing this woman here. But the question is she really lying just because she didn't show proof? Only time will tell. Right now, his niece is exposed.
And here's the weird thing. Show proof to who? That's the funny part. I think we've gotten so used to people exposing other people online by showing their documents, literally breaking the law, depending on the context, that we need to understand that these people are not obligated to show us anything online. The key person to watch for somebody to see to see the proof is a judge. I'm a big believer in you take it to the judge. Here we go.
Exposing the fact that Isis, the trophy wife, is a bold-faced liar. Before we get into that, check this clip out.
But I definitely understand it being hard because I stayed in situations much longer than I had to because I had children in those situations. So I understand the struggle of that, definitely.
So she has been fit, friendly, submissive all of her life. and to the point where she admits staying into those situations longer than she should have. That sounds like that's bad for business when it comes to red pill, because basically she did everything that a red pill man would want her to do. And not just one, not just her existing boo, but the dude before used the shit out of her and left her with nothing. So she was lucky enough to find another one just like him. Unfortunately, just like him. So the reason why this is a horrible yet beautiful ground zero, ladies and gentlemen, is that you get to see the results of the KS theory right in front of your eyes. This woman right here was exactly what the KS theory praised. They praised women like this. So it's funny to me, it's hilarious to me to see these other red pill women, pick-me's, whatever you want to call them, black male identified women, going in on her. But it just shows you the lack of morals they have. Maybe they saw her as a competitor and this is the best way to get her out of the way. You never know. Tevin, welcome, Tevin. Tevin says, Torch, these men could give 0 Fs if these women are loyal to them or not. No, because they out there. I guarantee you, her husband's hitting somebody else. Probably his niece. I guarantee you, I'm not trying to be facetious, mean, or anything like that. But by stats, that's what's going down. Paloma's getting a little bit older now. She's hit the wall, so now he's got to find something a little younger now. You see how it works? They didn't say family was off, was to be avoided at all. Nope. That you can be in the mix. He can be in the mix, because I guarantee you it's going to come out. Man, I'm telling you, it's going to come out that his niece is involved with him. Either close, either they're like not quite there yet, but getting there, or they've been in the mix already. I guarantee you. Hey, if you don't believe me, I tell you what, if you don't believe me, put a 1 in the chat. If you think I got something going here, put a 2 in the chat. Bridget's in the house. Here we go. See, the thing is that you hear the child in the background, and that's what I'm listening for more than I'm even listening to Paloma. I'm listening to the child crying, saying, ow, no, that hurts. Ow, no, that hurts. I don't know about you, but there's nothing that a little child should be, there's no reason a child should be saying anything like that if they're being treated right. I really want to know why the child is saying that. I'm gonna be play devil's advocate. Maybe he's just brushing her hair, and maybe he's tugging on it too much. I don't know. Here we go.
But there's that saying, when you get sick and tired of being sick and tired, that's when you'll make a change, and that's very true.
So I don't understand where when you get tired of being sick and tired, that sounds like something Shira would say. The problem is that's not what Shira says. Get out the door as quick as you can if they're messing with your kids. So let me keep going here.
So it's just all about whenever you have the courage to do that. Sorry if my house is noisy in the background. I don't know how much you all can hear, but there's so many of us that it's just like that. So if you hear stuff in the background, just act like you don't.
Let me pause it right there because why I say knowledge, you were right. It's crazy that she's just sitting there and at least not, you know, saying, excuse me, everybody, let me check something out real quick. And going over and seeing what the heck's going on. So let me play Reva. Here's Reva going in.
I happened to come across Shira 7 on YouTube, and she completely changed my life. And she basically taught me what a high value man is and what to look for when trying to find a husband.
Oh God. Okay, so first of all, you notice how they're taking Kevin Samuels' voice, Kevin Samuels' shout out of this. Okay, if you watch my video yesterday, she clearly said this is the trophy wife, Shira 7 and Kevin Samuels. I'm telling you, this is ground zero to the KS theory being all bad. 5 signs you're dating a Desi. Let's see, here we go.
All right, ladies, let's talk about 5 signs you're dating a Dusty.
And apparently things ended up taking a turn. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to press play. I have not watched this video at all. Like, I have not seen any parts of this video. I'm going to press play and we're going to watch it together. And I'm going to give you guys my full thoughts, my opinions, my feelings.
Yeah, I want to see what's going to go on here because, again, just like Ches Charday, Reva's in the mix too. Reva's in the mix too. Reva is in the mix too. These are all that they roll in packs. She is with them. She is with Reva. She is with, red pill. You're looking at 2 red pill women in this. Let's see how she goes in on her though.
My reaction to this entire situation.
Hi, trophies. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. If you hear any noise in the background, that's the new baby. A lot has happened since the last time that I recorded. I think the last time you guys saw me, I was in my 2nd trimester, and yeah, I think I did post an update in the community section when the baby was born. And that by the time I got on here, that I wouldn't have any tears left because I've just cried so much. Let
me break something down to you. This is my theory, but I believe it's a strong one. Chantel Simone, Reva, trophy wife, what's so simple, Crimson Cure. Their history is about getting dogged out by men, if you think about it. Some hide it better than others. But it shows you that the KS theory, it takes a lot out of women. Whether they believe it's still the best way to go. Oh, and let me throw in there, but Miss Bus Driver herself, Iyanla Van Zant, was getting hands and feet put on her. I guarantee you, all these women who are caping for these broken men have gotten the hands and feet. The 2 of them. 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 2 of them but somehow they disassociate themselves from that trauma. This is my theory. And that's why they can still do what they're doing. They're treating this woman right now. They're treating this woman, these BMWs, they're treating this woman like she BWE. Just because she has a grievance at the very least with her husband. So it shows you how literally black male identified these women are. They're literally acting like black men by their accusatory behavior. The only goal here is really, quite honestly, is to cover for Kevin Samuels. So I'm going to say his name about 5 times in a row. Kevin Samuels, Kevin Samuels, Kevin Samuels, Kevin Samuels is the one who taught her to take hands and feet. Because that's not in Shira, whether you agree with Shira's work, that's one thing that's not in her, it's not in her rule book. It's just not in her rule book. I'm just saying.
It's like I built this channel and this whole brand around being this man's wife and
the doormat,
trying to teach other women how to attract good men
and be fit, feminine, friendly, and submissive,
provider men, and all these different things. And I truly held my husband, or saw him, as the bar for what every woman should, type of man that, or type of husband that every woman should aspire to have. And
she got hands and feet and possibly a lot worse.
I didn't realize that the person I married was actually going to be my biggest nightmare.
That KS theory, girl. That KS theory. Indiana mom says, I believe the niece was one of his first child victims. What? She's showing signs of jealousy over the loss of attention to a younger child. Yeah, oh man. Yeah, Stockholm syndrome. Boom. Well said.
All right, so we're just a couple of minutes in. I think obviously she's going through something emotionally, so she's not able to pick up the pace. But I think that's very interesting so far, just from what I've seen on social media of this woman, right? Like, as in, follow Sprinkle.
All right. Lisa Moore in the house. I have no clue what's going on with this woman. She been all over my timeline. All I know is if you don't follow the ways of Christ and the laws of man, you will always end up like this. Bars. So basically, ladies and gentlemen, I just want to make it clear that they're trying to, she is a giant bomb landing right in the middle of red pill land. This is really bad for business. Not really so much for the men. The men are men, but there are women that are on the fence about how to view men or how to see men. And their follower, the little bit of female followers they do get to these channels, they're going to lose because of this woman right here. And I'm going to keep bringing her up because that's exactly what needs to happen. They are being deceitful to the women by saying that the KS theory will get them treated good, when all it does is get them some trinkets. That at best, some trinkets. Here we go.
Sprinkle ladies advice, and get with a man that has the bag, who can quote unquote save you. Like, you're teaching women to go after these things, and this is something that I always talk
And
about.
why is she bringing up sprinkle, sprinkle? It was Kevin Samuels who brought up that crap. It was Kevin Samuels that were telling women to settle for less. It was you were telling women to settle for less. It was your friends online that were telling people to settle for less, Riva. It wasn't, sprinkle, sprinkle. She had said nothing about that. And you know something? I just happen to have the clap back for sprinkle, sprinkle. Let me go ahead and put that in the mix. Wise Economist says this, DJ, please quit repeating that devil's name before you reincarnate the demon. Yeah, true. Let KS continue to nurse the the words. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Where is it? Where is it? I got it here. Where it is? Okay, here we go.
To ISIS, I stumbled.
Let me see if it's here. Okay, it's right here, I think.
If you're desperate, don't claim me.
Okay, wait.
But from what I see, is not what I met. Let's watch this.
I want to make sure you hear it, so I'm gonna turn up the volume just a little bit. I'm gonna give it a little quality here. Boom. Here we go.
Women to be smart. If you're desperate, don't claim me.
Just in case you didn't hear it, she said, if you're desperate, don't claim me.
I'm sorry, but if you're sitting out there, you learned everything from me. Did you learn how to be smart? Did you learn how not to be desperate? You didn't learn from me. You learned from whoever putting clips out on TikTok 30 seconds long. You didn't learn from me. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Did you learn from this channel, or did you learn from 30-second clips on TikTok? Because I didn't put those out. You didn't learn from the YouTube channel? Did you learn over here? Did you learn what I said after 30 seconds? Did you hear what I said after sprinkle, sprinkle, or before? Did you hear that? Did you hear what I said? Stop being desperate. Did you hear when I said don't be a pygmisha? Did you hear when I talked about background checks? Did you hear when I talked about all this other stuff? About not dealing with men if you have kids until they're old and grown enough to speak for themselves and be in school and whatnot. Did you not hear when I said all of that? Because you was not following the real account? Don't blame me. Uh-oh. I meant to be smart. Not desperate. If you're desperate, don't claim me. I'm sorry, but if you're sitting out there, you learned everything from me. Did you learn how to be?
Wow.
Yeah, wow. I mean, I mean, look, love or hate Shira, that makes a lot of sense to me. Let's spin that. I got to spin that one more time. Let me spin that one more time.
If you're desperate, don't claim me.
Okay, she said, don't be desperate.
I'm sorry, but if you're sitting out there, you learned everything from me. Did you learn how to be smart? Did you learn how not to be desperate? You didn't learn from me. You learned from whoever putting clips out on TikTok 30 seconds long. You didn't learn from me. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Did you learn from this channel, or did you learn from 30-second clips on TikTok? Because I didn't put those out. You didn't learn from the YouTube channel? Did you learn over here? Did you learn what I said after 30 seconds?
You know who teaches desperation? The KS theory. if they're telling you that you're hitting the wall at 30, I mean, that would make literally at least 2/3 of the dating woman populace in our community desperate, wouldn't it? Because you feel like you're running out of time that you're not, right? So that's the funny thing is I don't, and I told you. Everybody was just going to miss this part. Everybody was going to miss what Sprinkle Sprinkle was all about. And everybody's going to miss that literally, if you listen to the trophy wife, she uses more KS phrases than she does Shira 7 phrases. And you can't mix them together. You cannot mix KS and Shira 7 together. They might be complementary in some ways, but if you put the wrong icing on that cake, it won't taste good. And that's what happened. It's that simple. It's that simple. Phoenix Soul breaks it down by saying the truth doesn't require participation. If being fit-friendly, full of these XYs was a woman's nature, it wouldn't need to be taught bars. Yep. Oh, Phoenix Soul. Yep. Bringing that heat.
Did you hear what I said after Sprinkle Sprinkle or before? Did you hear that? Did you hear when I said stop being desperate? Did you hear when I said don't be a pygmisha? Did you hear when I talked about background checks? Did you hear when I talked about all this other stuff? About not dealing with men if you have kids until they're old and grown enough to speak for themselves and be in school and whatnot. Did you not hear when I said all of that? Because
that's a big difference, because this woman did the opposite of that. She was desperate. She snagged a guy. Remember now, this is a woman, the trophy wife is a woman who, like, after a week, they got married or some weird thing like that. I mean, I'm telling you, this is crazy to me. No lies detected. No lies detected. I don't see anything wrong with this. I understand that a lot of people don't like the way she rolls, but from what she said right there, works for every woman, every genre of woman to me. Even if you think she's being a gold digger or whatever like that, whatever you want to call it. The bottom line is this: is that what she just mentioned are basic, necessary skills that even I, as a man, can identify that a woman should have to be alive in this society. It's just like that. The background check I really liked, by the way. I really liked the background check. I really like that one.
Who's not following the real account? Don't blame me. I meant to be smart. I'm not desperate. If you're desperate, don't claim me.
There it is. There it is. Oh, let's see how old Dee Dee has to say about it. I forgot, by the way there. I'm going to pause it right there for a second and get right into the mix with you can listen to her whole video whenever you want to. I just want to see what she has to say about old trophy, because I guess Dee Dee is a trophy wife herself, right? She she has a large family. She's a beautiful woman, but at the same time, to me, I believe she's just as miserable as a lot of other women are. See, I believe they're teaching what really men to feel wanted more when the men are really repulsive. But let's listen to what she has to say. I want to get to this point.
I hope y'all are doing well. Thank y'all so much for being here. Shout out to everybody in the building. Now, as you guys come into the building, make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you hit the like button. Hit the like button, hit the like button, hit the like button. That is super, super important, you guys. So make sure you are doing that as you come into the building. Just as many people as we have in the building, I want to make sure that there are just as many likes. All right. So make sure you hit the like
Okay.
button. And I think her channel is called the First Trophy Wife. She's since deleted all of her videos off of her channel, by the way.
Sure did. That she deleted all but one. But I mean, to me, it just shows you, to me, it's like this. If you're lying about your husband, right? Let's say you are. I'm just going to scenario here. If you're lying about your husband and so you're going to disappear from YouTube for a couple of months with her. She's very successful, by the way, on YouTube. Okay. And you're going to come back 2 months later after that hiatus and then say that she got dogged out by her husband, which is her moneymaker, is by mentioning her husband, right? That's bad for business. So I don't think that's why I by the theories of human nature, that's why I don't think she's lying. Let me repeat that again. By the nature of human nature, by the theory of human nature, I do not believe that Paloma is lying. Because turning him in is bad for business for her. She is no longer going to be the trophy wife. She's going to be the trophy ex-wife. That is bad for business. So I believe she has been emotionally and mentally put it through the ringer by her husband, because I mean, basically he was the moneymaker. Whether she was making residuals of the reputation she gained from him for being on, on her YouTube channel, or that he directly buys things for her, there's absolutely no reason for her to even bring that up unless she's really literally going through it and she believes that she has to get a divorce. So let me keep going here with Dee Dee. Here we go.
She only has the one video that's, has like over 2 million views at this point. But she's since deleted all of her videos on her YouTube channel. I don't know about the other social media platforms because I don't follow her, but she's deleted everything now. She's alleging, and I'll just do this for a little clarification, and then I'm gonna play the clips for you guys and let you decide for yourself. But definitely let me know what you think in the chat. So, she's gone viral for claiming that her husband essayed, I'll just say that, her daughters. She has 2 daughters by her husband, and if I'm not mistaken, I think
This is a man that Dee Dee would revel. This is a man that KS would revel. This is a man that who's the woman who got all the work done? I forgot her name. Would revel. And of course, Reva would revel this man. They would say he's a high value man, blah, 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 blah. So now they're going to have to navigate around this sad situation that maybe the Kevin Samuels theory was not working at all, because this happens a lot.
She has 2 sons from a previous relationship. So she has 2 daughters from her husband. And she considered herself a trophy wife. I think she was giving women advice on relationships and how to be a trophy wife. And she took a lot of her cues from Shira 7.
Oh, no. There they go again. Notice how deceitful these people are. Notice how when things go bad, they omit Kang Samuels from the mix. I'm going to have to probably do it. Feisty Black Tina, it's good seeing you. Another 3. I'm going to have to do trophy 3. And we're going to have to go over the parts where Trophy herself is mentioning Kevin Samuels and giving him praise. I'm going to have to do it because I can see right now it's not sinking in. Notice how she ignored the fact that her pal who passed away was a part of Trophy Wife's, what should we call it? Crew.
Yeah, you know, she's alleging, and I'll just do this for a little clarification, and then I'm gonna play the clips for you guys and let you decide for yourself. But definitely let me know what you think in the chat. So, you know, she's gone viral for claiming that her husband essayed. I'll just say that her
natural under pressure is in the house. Remember now, Shira 7 said something about a background check, and I guarantee you this guy has a background. Number 1. Number 2, she says, Shira 7 said, do not date until your kids are of age. Do not do what basically Trophy Wife did. Because see, Shira knows, it's funny that they try to see what they're trying to do is trash Shira at the same time and clout chase Shira. That's what they're trying to do. Whether you, again, I may not like some of the things that Shira says. Who knows? I don't know. I haven't watched all of her videos. I've watched some of them, though, enough to know that she doesn't sound, that Shira 7 doesn't sound, it doesn't sound like the Trophy Wife is a part of the Shira 7. I mean, Shira 7 is a part of the Trophy Wife theory. Let's put it that way. In the house, act natural under pressure is in the house. Eden Adele says, it would have been easier for her not to mention the essay or make up another breakup story. She could have kept her brain intact and social media wouldn't have been in her group chat. Bars. Yep.
Her daughters. She has 2 daughters by her husband, and if I'm not mistaken, I think she has 2 sons from a previous relationship. So she has 2 daughters from her husband, and she considered herself a trophy wife.
Didi, though, she was fit, feminine, friendly, and submissive. She is somebody you would have on your show if this incident didn't happen. You would be using her as a positive example to all the men in your group on the type of women that they should be looking for. Let's face it, that's just what it is. So what happened?
Wife, I think she was giving women advice on relationships and how to be a trophy wife. And she took a lot of her cues from Shira 7, the sprinkle lady, which child.
She took a lot of her cues from Kevin Samuels. You can hear her saying high value this and high value that. So this is the deceitful part that bothers me a lot. With all due respect, Didi, you know dang well you've done your homework on this woman, and you heard her say that she praised Kevin Samuels as well. So I'm not letting this go. I'm not letting this go. You guys cannot deceive the public like this.
I don't advise anybody to do that unless you want trouble, because to me, if you listen to that type of advice, you're going to run into some trouble. You're going to run into the wrong type of guys. And unfortunately, that's
now this high value man is the wrong type of guy. Imagine that. So now the high value man is not the right guy. But see, if you listen to the KS theory, he puts very little, if any, moral value on these men. He goes strictly by the money they make. He does not say, oh yeah, find yourself a moral man. He doesn't say find yourself a mentally stable man. He doesn't mention any of that at all. If you could play all of his 1,000 videos, I don't know how many, it's a lot of videos, you will rarely, if at all, hear him say anything about the quality or character of the man. So they are throwing they are throwing Shira 7 under the bus, and she ain't even on that ride. They're throwing her under a bus that she didn't even take. Wow, this is crazy.
Allegedly what may be happening here, but we're not too sure. We're still, watching it to see what other information comes out, because there are several videos and we're going to get to them and we're going to talk about it, because, it always behooves me to pay attention to what people say and not jump on any bandwagon, because
you're part of a bandwagon. You've been part of the bandwagon.
You don't know if people are truthful. You don't know if they're untruthful. You don't know. We don't know these people, so you don't know what is really going on. And we know in this day and age, social media, clout chasing.
We know one basic thing. We know one basic thing, ladies and gentlemen. We do know, okay, that the trophy wife is unhappy. Let's start with the basics. She's unhappy. She is miserable. So if she's with a high value man who's living by the KS theory and she's miserable after being a pick-me for a long time and bragging about it, what does she have to offer to other? What do these high value men in reality that think red pill have to offer a woman? It's that simple. I mean, there's nothing this high value man theory thing is going to do for you. It's even worse with it's bad enough when a woman dates a bandit, but it's even worse when a woman dates a rich bandit who can financially control her. Let's put it that way. That's an issue. Act Natural Under Pressure says, I love Shira 7, but I don't always agree with her opinions. But the main idea is female supremacy. We do need to live in our goddess energy. Bars. Here we go.
Jason and all that is real. So a lot of people, realize they need to get a bag, and they start lying about some stuff because they know a bunch of the hyenas are going to jump on it. A bunch of women are going to attack it and just run with it and believe.
And it's funny because there's fit and then there's the feminine part. And if you listen to Dee Dee, she sounds a lot like a dude right now. Beautiful voice. She has a beautiful voice. I'm not saying it's the tenor or tone of her voice. It's the words and the pattern of how she uses it makes her sound masculine no matter what. The same type of woman that she would denounce, in my opinion. It's so weird how they denounce other women, but then they behave the exact same way. The only thing they have to lie their hat on is the context. They're talking about other women.
Even and start donating, start pulling out those pockets and giving to these people, because she did create a GoFundMe. And so I always wonder, why does everything have to be associated to a GoFundMe? So that's one way to look at it as well. But I'm gonna stop talking and we're gonna get into the initial video that she made that kind of stunned everybody and had all the women feeling sorry and stuff like that and started donating. I didn't, but I'm just saying, because I need more information.
I've seen enough of that. I have seen enough of that, and guess what? It is that time for this dude right here. Oh, you're going to love this, y'all. You're going to love this. A little bit more Dee Dee, a little bit more. And I'll tell you why. Let me show you why they're no longer obsessed with women.
A couple of things, okay? Just straighten them out. A couple of routines and try and put them together like we've normally been doing, all right? We start in that position, and then we move to the left 2 times and to the right.
This is why yeah, Dee actually said hyenas, yep. Let me play that back again. I want to do this mix right. I didn't mix that right. So let me start it right there. Okay, here we go. Watch.
Oh, before I continue, put a 1 in the chat if y'all can hear me perfectly fine. If y'all can hear me perfectly fine, put a 1 in the chat. 1 in the chat if the audio is good. Please let me know. I want to make sure that it's not too low and it's not too loud. Can y'all hear me fine?
Okay.
Okay, so it's good. All right.
Break it down.
So I
Dee
like to take my time with these kind of stories just to get a little bit more information. And so that's what I did. So I have a couple of clips for you guys. As you guys probably have seen, I'm pretty sure y'all are familiar with the trophy wife situation. So this woman, you know, has been all over social media. She's of course gone viral. And
Wrong one. Here we go. Okay, let me bring this up here. This one.
What up, YouTube? It's your girl Dee. Welcome and welcome back to the channel. So I am back with another reaction video. Now this video is of women talking about how men are no longer obsessed with women.
Let me pause it right there and let me show you what is actually going on here. I want to show you exactly what's going on here.
Let's get right into it. Let's get right into it.
Swallowed up. Have you ever been swallowed up? Have you gone through a time of swallowing where everything was overwhelming and you...
We need to start advocating for men who want to be with men. I understand the impulse, brothers. I do. But our women are not showing us. I don't care what they say. What are the women showing?
Well. You know what? I'm going to let you all listen to that again.
Swallowed up. Have you ever been swallowed up? Have you gone through a time of swallowing where everything was overwhelming and you...
All these conversations have been so good and refreshing, except for, you know, that one.
But our women are not showing us.
Can I say something?
I don't care what they say. What are the women showing?
Can I say something real quick? Black women, can we stop talking about if these niggas want us or not?
This is all natural. This is all natural. You looking at 100% natural African alpha male.
Do a silly clown dance for us. Yeah! Excuse me, Kevin. This is not. I'm talking to black women real quick. Can we stop Can we stop posting all day on TikTok? Because I newly went to TikTok and I just kept seeing this. Black women, can we stop talking about if these successful black men want us or not?
We need to start advocating for men who want to be with men.
Swallowed up.
We need to start advocating for men who want to be with men.
Have you ever been swallowed up?
We need to start advocating for men who want to be with men.
Have you gone through a time of swallowing?
I understand the impulse, brothers. I do.
Where everything was overwhelming.
But our women are not showing us. I don't care what they say. What are the women showing?
Like, can we just focus on us and we be successful and then we go out there and we decide who the fuck we want?
And I need 100% all natural body parts, face, biologically born queens. one vegan queen and one soul food queen.
Got him! Got him!
No women, or would it be better for him to go make a shade of brown?
You make a point. The shade of brown is better than nothing.
That's all I'm saying.
Fellas, this is why I tell y'all got to be careful about where y'all get y'all relationship / life advice from these guys on this fucking internet, on these podcasts and shit. Because yesterday I made a video about that fugazi coolie dude or whatever, talking about being a top tier man. And I always kind of knew dude was a little buddy. But yeah, so here's the clip, and then I'll show you why.
Don't qualify for the top tier men, and that is the truth.
Can you believe you're a top tier man? By what standard?
I'm 6'4", only about what? 8% of the entire world is 6'4". I make well over 100K a year, and I'm black at that if you add that on.
That's why he said that. That's why he talked the way he talked. That's why he thinks he's a top tier man, because he's 6'4".
Yeah, but he's All
right, let's talk about Cooley from the No Fugazi podcast. As you know, he's been in a lot of storm, a lot of heat, a lot of attention, good and bad right now, because of some things that's been going on with him lately. It started off, with, in my opinion, with 2 appearances on Ace Metaphor's Tonight's Conversation panels. In one, back and forth, he basically told the woman that a top tier man is because they tall and they got a certain amount of money. And then he said, not to toot my own horn, but that was one thing that he, kind of got some attention for. Then there was a separate time, may have been from the same show, but a different clip, where basically he came across as very probably rude and insensitive. From there, people started doing some digging, right? And then all of a sudden people started paying attention to the fact that he's with a non-black woman, right? Now, I don't care. I've said this before. In 2024, if you can find somebody with the same morals and values that you got, then hey, do what you got to do.
Yeah, why not?
Live it up. For real. It's hard to find somebody these days. So if you find somebody, I don't care if they purple. Make it happen. Do what you got to do. But people did pay a lot of attention to that, because once again, you're making this red pill content. You're talking about these women and this and that, and you are in an interracial relationship. So that brought some heat towards them. And then I guess people really wanted to dig, and so they did some digging into his relationship, and I guess it came out that the woman he is with brung kids to the relationship prior. Now, to be fair, he also came with a child himself, and so that's when the real firestorm.
So he's already had a kid, so he's already been careless himself. And then on top of that, he denounces baby mamas more than anyone I know, just as much, at the very least, as much as Kevin Samuels did. And he really is disrespectful towards black women. But he has let me pause it right there for a second. He has he has a woman. Okay, it's fine that the woman you can be any color. Fine, that's fine. That's not the problem. The problem is that she fits this exact same person that he disrespects daily on his show. To the T. To the T. So that's why he's coming out and being the ultimate hypocrite. I mean, the ultimate hypocrite. He's literally dating a woman who he disrespects daily, with the exception of her skin color. So it just goes to show you how full of crap these men are. That's about as hypocritical as you can get. I'm telling you, that's just, it's bad. That's bad. That's bad. And so basically, and the thing is, let's not focus on just him. All of these red pill dudes are like this. They all have women that have had either kids with somebody else or had kids with them, and they didn't marry them. Okay? That's the thing. They're no different from anyone else. They're from any Pookie, for that matter. Let me keep playing a little bit more of this. Here we go.
You could have did Yu-Gi-Oh cards. You could have did a baseball thing.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
You said,
well, go back here.
I'm gonna tell you the real answer after you watch the clip.
why do this particular content? You could have did Yu-Gi-Oh cards. You could have did a baseball thing.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
You see what I'm saying? You could have did anything. Why this specific genre, especially if it isn't an exact reflect? Not that it has to be. You know, we smarter than that. But especially since it's not a direct reflection of your actual life.
Right.
Why do this?
Yeah, and I would say
now let me stop it before he starts his BS. Basically, he's not a doctor or anything that would give you the idea he has the knowledge more than anyone else about relationships. Okay, that's the first thing. He's just a guy. He's just a guy, okay? But we give people on YouTube a break for being a guy if he is either living what he's doing or he reflects what he's doing, and he's neither one. Neither did Kevin. Neither did MTR. None of them did. That's the funny part.
that it is a direct reflection of my actual life, because red pill means that you're speaking the truth. I never hit anything. I got, like I said, nearly 2 million.
Hypocrisy. See how he's going past the hypocrisy that we're talking about? Fool, please.
Followers on TikTok, going viral since
And
2020.
notice how he's trying to make his following a relevant thing. They're all your followers are pitiful. Sorry. If you're following somebody who's fake and taking his words to heart, I feel sorry for you, because he's not a funny guy. So they're not coming to him for laughs or entertainment at all.
People already knew me. When I started the stream, people like, oh, you doing content? You got a podcast now? I got a podcast, man. Go check me out. We talking at work. So why am I doing red pill content, and why did I start it? I would say it would be the same answer, man. If I'm going to do anything and be on a platform, a public speaking platform,
you might as well be on a platform that will allow you to basically, let's say, not tell the truth. Let's just say that much. I mean, basically, let's put it that way. And actually, someone just brought up a great point to me. He's her third baby daddy, number one. Number two, he believes he's the exception. It's okay for him to do it. You know where we heard that from? We heard that from basically the other red pill dudes have given themselves an exception, a pass, along with Diddy, along with R. Kelly, along with Chris Brown. They've all given themselves a pass. It's crazy. Here we go.
Speak the truth.
And so the real reason he does red pill content is because
said Phoenix Soul. He's bleeding insecurity. And he's not only bleeding insecurity, Phoenix, but he's infecting others with insecurity as well. If they were insecure to begin with, now they got more insecurity from him.
Well, it's two big reasons. One reason is because it is a lot easier to reach a certain level of success faster than it would be if you were making, let's say, political content or car content,
right,
or sports, right? You can hit a quick lick with red pill content.
Because men are thirsty. There's a lot of men that are thirsty. It is the fastest growing industry on YouTube, at least in the Black community. I mean, you should see that. I'm telling you, you could be. It's the only industry that you can be a male 304. You can be a but ugly male. You can be a bowling ball and still have a packed house. There's there's nothing else you can do that'll do that. I mean, Sotomayor or whatever his name is, he's still popular. And he's literally a male 304. You can't make this shit up. Spicy Black Tina says, the sector is big business for bandits. They love to finger point and degenerate black women while living what he claims to despise, bars. Angela Reddick says, yep, a lot of these good or so-called alpha men have prior children, side babies, and multiple baby mamas, bars. They drag black women, single moms, but they are not marriage material themselves. In fact, Angela, you bring up a good point. From what I'm hearing around the red pill, they are saying that marriage is a bad deal. Yep, Donovan Sharp, that's the person I was thinking about. Yep, gave himself a, yep. And they're all just basically regular dudes. Act Natural Under Pressure says, they're playing into men's insecurities and hatred for women, bars. Just a bunch of lazy men who don't want to change. Exactly. They don't want to build themselves up. All of that stuff they say they're supposed to be doing in the manosphere, they're not. They're literally doing the opposite.
So that, because it's a lot of people who, that's why they make red pill content. It's easier. You don't really have to do any research. You don't have to study. And there's an endless supply of material. Every day there's somebody somewhere doing something that you can make a red pill reaction video to. It's very easy.
Right, Clarence. Yep.
And sadly, in these days, there's a never-ending supply of disgruntled men who want to hear about what's wrong with the woman and what's wrong with the culture. Like, there's a, unfortunately.
They don't want to fix themselves. Basically, what's going on is this. They do not want to fix themselves, so they complain about someone else. They don't want to fix the problems that they're having. In fact, they actually helped put a man in office that hates their guts. But they think that somehow when this man brings back the Jim Crow days, they'll benefit.
There's an endless supply of men who want to hear this stuff over and over and over again for years.
Well said, Eden. Misogyny makes money. That rolls off the tongue right there. Misogyny makes money.
So that's one reason why guys make this content. It's very easy. The second reason is we got to keep it real. And I do think Cooley falls into this lane. A lot of guys want to be in a position of power. They want to be looked up to. They want to be praised. They want to be worshiped. They want to be seen as a leader, the big homie. They want to be able to say, hey, I coach guys, I teach guys, my crew, my members, lot of.
Bottom line is this, is something I say in my life, is it takes a cost to be the boss. These men in the manosphere are men that do not want to work to be in a position of power. They don't want to work to do the homework, to do the book work, to do to get the knowledge to actually really be a leader. And none of them are. This man thinks he's a leader, but he actually made a baby mama another baby mama. Not a double baby mama, because she had two men before that made her baby mama, but a triple baby mama. So how the heck he has the audacity to get to literally continue this BS is beyond me.
Guys have a desire to be over other men. to be looked at as
Right.
superior.
It's something that I thought about before and have mentioned before, that the manosphere is a narcissist hotbed. It makes narcissists, it attracts narcissists, and it is run by narcissists. It really is. Because sensible black men would find their rhetoric from the red pill. They would find the rhetoric from the red pill stupid. You just would. It's like, dude, I mean, why are you talking about black women? I mean, just date who you want to date and call it a day. But they can't do it because they can't date any women. These men can't date any women. They don't have that kind of value. Even the ones who emulate swag have faults that make them undesirable at the end. And a good example is Trophy Wife's husband. He's a perfect example. He's just a piece of crap. She should have peeped it out. She should have took Shira's real advice, okay, that she actually said, and did a background check and followed the rules about watching your children. But nope.
To other men. For lack of a better terms, to shit on other men. Right? And one of the easiest ways to do that, unfortunately, is to come into a red pill male space talking about the issues with women. Let's just keep it real. If you have a strong desire to be known, to be looked up to be worshipped, to be bowed down to be looked at as a leader, or whatever the case may be, the fastest and easiest way to do that is to climb the red pill ranks.
Bars. That's from Clarence Jr. Now I'm going to break it down. I have to play Fugazi himself, because why not? Let's hear his defense.
Your personal life is personal.
Okay, let's see. Go here, back here.
I love the knowledge you provide. It's very much needed in this day and age. It's ugly to see how your followers jumped on the hate wagon. F them. God bless you and your family. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. I actually don't think my true supporters went anywhere. I didn't lose any subscribers, bro.
No, you didn't lose any subscribers, because the fact is that they know you're full of shit. But they like what you say. They're still losers. You're keeping them losers, and they're going to stay losers. So, and it's funny how he uses analytics to show value in his channel, which obviously tells you that he has no morals whatsoever. None.
Like, didn't lose any subscribers. So it's only viewers from other podcasts that's been manipulated with the propaganda of all of these reaction channels putting out misinformation on me, that they think
misinformation. Dude, you've been saying what you've been saying for a long time, but you did not deny that it's a fact that you are with that woman. You gave that woman a baby irresponsibly. You didn't wait for marriage with her. She has kids before that, and you talk shit about women having kids. Where's the misinformation we're talking about? Where is this misinformation? Dude, just face it, you're full of shit. Just say you're on here for $1. That's all you got to say. Just say, I'm on here for $1, laughing, whatever. You're trying to turn yourself into a cult leader, and you're not. Angela Reddick says, red pill and manosphere men are not fit to be good partners in relationships and marriages. They are ruining the next generation of men. Bars. Hazel Bug says these red pillars don't want to fix the problem they made. They don't want to fix the problem they made because the problem is them. Nobody wants to fix themselves. That's for sure.
Oh, he's been exposed. No, man. But like I said, you guys are definitely.
It's not that whether you call it exposed or whatever it is. The bottom line is I'll tell you what, we won't use the word exposed. How about that, bro? How about that? Does that make you feel better? But we will say that we have been enlightened to find out that you're full of shit and that you're a fraud with a capital F in red letters, blocks. You just are. You are literally doing exactly what you're telling men not to do. It's okay. I read the Narcissist Handbook. I know what you're about. Let me keep it going. Henry Mars in the house. Yes, Henry, more Dusties.
Going to help out with my debate night. And please don't be scared to join debate night. We got AZ sends in $5. Please address them grown men crying on that corny podcast. Super facts. It's nothing they said we didn't already know. That is facts. Me and Ease is going to get into that.
No, I just said that that a lot of your fans already know that you're a former Pookie or still a Pookie. It's just I'm talking about your hypocrisy, bro. And to me, it's not just yours though. It's the whole industry. All of you guys are full of shit. I should say that. I shouldn't just make it personal to you, Fool Ghazi, but basically the whole industry, all of you guys are full of crap. All of you guys can be exposed or whatever for being hypocrites. Now, you are exposed for being a hypocrite to more people. But yes, your followers don't care. They can care less because they have as low of a moral value as you do. So, no. I mean, you're right. You're right. You didn't lose anybody.
E, swing on over. Yeah, bring the chair over. Put that like right there. So you're in the camera.
Oh, shit.
And then
This camera clear?
All right.
you could just bring your
what in the world is going on with those earrings? Here we go.
All right, your mic is on now. Lift it up from there. Yeah. Nah, it's just the other way, bro.
I want to, bro.
Cooley started to state his opinion on whatever subject. After they went off air, that's when everybody's, feelings towards Cooley changed. Even the atmosphere was different because
how he's moving his neck. Did you guys see that?
But with those dudes crying, see, we were in the background watching, so the volume was really low. So I don't even know how it got to that point. So if you could just tell me how it got to that point, then, I'll
tell him how to.
Yeah, because
he was talking shit about propaganda. This is literally propaganda right here.
I came out, I was like, wait, I'm confused. What the? Because I had stepped away for a second. Yeah. And then I came back, I see everybody crying, coming upstairs. I'm like, yo, did I miss a fight?
Let's get to the root. Let's get to the root before we get to the effects of everything. So, Ease, give your perspective of when we first went there and, what you thought about the people there and how they were moving. Give your perspective.
Well, it all changed. Everybody was cool at first. Everybody was cool, friendly. There wasn't really any.
Mind you, we speaking about tonight's conversation. Go ahead.
Right. So everything was cool. Everybody was cool. So I came a day late. But everyone's cool. Everyone's nice. Everybody's getting along, talking. But the atmosphere changed when Cooley started to speak. Once Cooley started to state his opinion on whatever subject, after they went off air, that's when everybody's, feelings towards Cooley changed. Even the atmosphere.
You see how his dude's moving around? Yeah, he's part of that. That reminds me, I do have another DL number 4 or 5. I can't remember. Down low 4 or 5 coming up. It should be very interesting.
As soon as a man says lose weight, if you got kids, we're not messing with you, it's an uproar. Oh, he's misogynistic. He hates women. He bashes women. You know, I think women just can't take the fact that not every guy wants them. You know what I'm saying? And
That is really what he's speaking with. This is what you call baseless rhetoric, because it has nothing to do. Notice how they're not talking about the elephant in the room, which is the fact that he's a baby daddy. He married a woman who's a baby mama 2 times over before she met him, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that at all. But then when you turn around and you denounce people for being baby mamas and baby daddies, that's the problem. That's the problem. That's what we want to talk about. We don't want to talk about this bullshit about what he's talking about, women not thinking they can have everybody. But that is the distraction that they are trying to promote. That is the essence of propaganda. Yeah, exactly. He has that Indiana mommy, has that down low neck action. Like, you know, he has a double life. So I know. We got to go with Cynthia G. Cynthia G has to get her 2 cents in as well. She does. So let's break it down. Here we go.
Being nosy. Hey, Nikki Thomas, Lipton Pro, just saying. Hey, Marina, Guerrera. Unfortunately, I did not miss being on YouTube. Unfortunately. Hey, Phoenix, right?
And NYTSF says, Indiana mom, yep, booty bandits on deck.
Hey, Loretta Tunes. Oh, I love y'all too. Y'all are so sweet. Miss Fadir said Sinji is like a volcano. When there's an earthquake in the social media street, chances are she will erupt. Well, I'm going to try not to erupt today because we know we got the keep it real culture who don't like the truth.
I love that so much. We got the keep it real. We got the keep it real culture that don't like the truth. That is perfect.
We got to keep it real culture that hates it when you actually keep it real. That's what we got. Hey, Ava, darling. Oh, let me put this on Patreon so that they know discussion. You said I need mods. Yeah, I do need some mods. Let me get some mods because at the end of the day, the reason why I don't have a lot of mods is because I'm not really on here. So let me mod up Jules. Let me see who else I need to make. Okay. So we'll do you as a mod. We'll do that. Oh, Chrissy Erica can be a mod. I'm only gonna mod people that I'm familiar with. I'm telling y'all that now. Because there could be a bandit trying to be a mod. On JW can be a mod.
Oh man.
Let me see how many more mods we might. Let's see. Oh, exclusively exclusive can be a mod. She can be too. And if we end up needing more mods, then we will get more mods. I have no problem modding up some more people. The Grim Bell, you're already a mod. Can you show the chat, please?
Okay.
The chat to a certain pathology to marriage obsessed women.
Let me go back.
So if you look here at her page, give me 1 second. I want to show y'all, if y'all look at her page here, she's deleted or privated all of her videos, okay? This is the only one that's up here, is the I Married a Monster. And we are going to go over that one. Now, the video that she made private that I wanted to discuss, it was on TikTok. So I went on TikTok and I got it on TikTok. So I'm only going to show like 3 or 4 of her videos. I'm not going to get really deep into her content because I already get the gist of the type of woman that she is. But I want to show you guys because I want you to see what I mean when I say there is a certain pathology to marriage obsessed women that results in certain outcomes. Now, let me say this already before we get started. I am in no way, shape, or form saying that she is to blame for whatever happened to her children. I'm not saying that at all. I would never say that. I'm not saying that. Nobody is to blame except the person who engaged in the predatory behavior. That is it. That is all. She is not to blame with that. However, I sit on here and I tell women that rather than focusing on vetting, rather than focusing on this whole notion of, oh, you need to choose better when it's said in a gaslighting context, we should emphasize the need for standards, expectations, and boundaries. Where vetting may not work because it's reliant upon whether or not a person chooses to be honest, standards, expectations, and boundaries will. Standards, expectations, and boundaries are constant and continuous, whereas vetting is a one-off. They simply vet to get through the door. Once you vetted them to get through the door, no further vetting is done. Vetting is a one-time thing. Standards, expectations, and boundaries are constant. That's why you should have them. They are continuous. They are always at play throughout that relationship. Yep. If you do not do the healing work, if you do not develop self-love, standards, expectations, and boundaries, you are going to suffer the consequences of it in your relationship. We are going.
Yep. She nailed it.
Going to go over the niece's rebuttal. Yes. We're going to go over the niece's rebuttal. I'm going to show some videos before, because this is a certain pathology that women have. But I'll yield it to you, Ella, so that you can chime in and give your perspective, especially since you've been through a marriage already. So yeah, I'll just yield to you. And then we'll get to the videos in a minute.
Is that one of her sisters? Let me know, y'all.
Yeah, no, I agree. Vetting and
No, never mind. I could tell by the voice that's one of her sisters.
It's definitely going to be hard if you are just going based off of what a person says. Also, you can try to vet based off of his how he's treating you in the beginning, but you're not really going to be able to know the kind of guy that you have until it's been a while, because after a while it's going to be hard for him to keep pretending. He's going to, obviously in the beginning, you're going to tell him everything that you want in a man, and he's going to fit that mold. He's going to pretend to be that person in order to get you.
Exactly. However, she brings up a good point. That's basically the sociopathic and narcissist and psychopathic playbook, is to play Prince Charming in the beginning.
That cannot be maintained, and that's why I'm like, I will tell a woman that don't tell the dude what you want. Don't just see who he is. Just let him show you what he is. But the thing about that is, even in that, he's still going to be putting on his best behavior. I do say that in a marriage, and you have children, you can't just marry a dude after you meet him in 2 weeks. I'm sorry. That is
extremely true. And again, Shira said nothing about that. Whether you like or dislike Shira, you have to honor the fact that she didn't say that bullshit.
Crash dummy. I'm living my wild, life. So you can't do that when you have children, because your children are going to be affected by every single decision that you have made. And now when you're married, your children are going to be affected by every single decision that this dude that you just put your life in the hands of, every decision he makes as well. And this guy, I don't know, it seemed like there was some red
Let's
flags.
play some of the videos, because I want to start with this pathology here. I've talked a lot about Black women's mentality about getting married. And what I've noticed, especially from being on social media and listening to Black women talk about marriage, it seems
Yeah, I've heard. The funny thing is this. At just a little bit of time I've been on YouTube, I have seen Black men pretend that they're marriage material and then finally take pride in being pookie. I am not joking. Remember when they were fighting when Passport Bros about a year and a quarter ago were claiming that they were looking for a wife and all this kind of shit across the seas, and red pill guys here in the United States were saying they're looking for marriage material, but there's none available and all that kind of stuff. And at the end of the day, what it comes down to is that they never wanted to get married in the first place. And then if they did get married, they still wouldn't want multiple women to have sex with, which is the basic problem in the community right now, because these men they can't just be happy with one wife, even if she's a trophy wife and does everything right. That's why the trophy wife is the worst thing that could happen to these men, because she's one of them. She is in their red pill department. So if she's saying she's unhappy and miserable, right? The only difference between her and other women who do the red pill content is that everybody now knows that she's miserable. The other women, we don't know they're miserable, but I guarantee you, a lot of them are miserable. Because really, quite honestly, as a woman doing red pill content, it's a miserable life. It just is. Here we go.
Like the majority of Black women who talk about marriage, they are more concerned with getting married than who they are married
to,
who they are getting married to. And that's what it seems like this woman's issue is. She was looking for a man to turn her into a kept woman. She was searching around for a man, a Black man specifically, to marry her. The reason she wanted to get married is likely because of the social stigma, and because she feels like many Black women do, that if she is married, she is somehow better than other women. How do I know that? Because we're going to go over some videos where she's giving advice after she's got married to this older Black man. She's going to tell you how she got married to him. So I'll play that part first, and we'll react to how she met him, why she got married to him. And then we're going to go over her mentality and how she decided to act when she's giving dating advice to other women on how to get married. So let me go ahead and show you the video on how she said she met him.
Her on her high horse.
Yeah.
High horse video. Okay, here
Hold
we
on
go, y'all.
for 1 second, because I think I'm gonna have to go get.
Okay, just so you know, remember now, Cynthia G does have, I believe, what is it? Patreon. That's what I wanted to. She has a Patreon, so check her out on there as well.
Yeah, let me grab part one really quickly. I thought I grabbed it, but I didn't, because you have to sit here and find these things, because this lady deleted them.
Fast forward it. Here we go.
close attention to the language that she's using. Now, mind you, this is she got married to this man.
Listen to the language, y'all.
Let me find where she told, yeah, because this is her. She's gonna detail how she ended up meeting this man and getting married. So give me 1 second. Let me change my audio output really quickly. Okay, there we go. Because I wanna.
Uh-oh.
I intentionally got pregnant with a people at the time and basically don't do things like this. Years later, when I was
It's kind of choppy here. Let me hold on 1 second.
children, me, I think that my toughest was but
We can't hear. I can't hear what she's saying. I don't know if anyone else can.
You can hear?
Mm-mm.
Hold on for a second. Yeah, let me see why you can't hear, because you should. Let me check my settings. They said it's a little choppy, so let me see something.
Mm-hmm.
Test mic, test speaker. Okay, it shouldn't be though. Like I'm checking all of my audio outputs, it shouldn't be, but let me
Well,
turn
someone
it.
said that the volume was low. Yeah, they're saying they can't hear.
So let me see something.
Mm-hmm.
Test mic, test speaker. Well, I see. Okay, it shouldn't be though. Like I'm checking all of my audio outputs, it shouldn't be, but let me
Well,
turn
someone said that the volume was, that playback was very high. I like that.
Yeah, but it was playing it back from my phone. That's the problem. It was doing it from my phone. So that's probably why it is. Now let me try it again.
lower self-esteem. I think that growing up, I was not taught the kind of thing that I should be looking to attract and be in a relationship with. My
Way
mom
better.
drilled into me, oh, go with the man that's gonna be the best for you. And I think society drilled into me to go after the street dude, the swag type dude, or whatever you want to call it. But neither one of those was the best approach to going about dating and attracting a husband. So after having my second child, I was working hard. I was making really good money. I think I was making about maybe 90K at the time, which for me as a 24-year-old woman was good. I thought I was doing good. I had my own place, I owned a car. I was very self-sufficient, all about the mindset of, oh, I can do it by myself. I don't need a man, as so many of us modern women say, you know, I can do it by myself. And I soon realized after one Christmas of it just being me and my two boys that I wanted a family. Hey ladies, welcome back to the new trophy.
Hold on for a second, because we gonna comment on that. Didn't I tell y'all women who end up having kids by multiple men, they're not learning?
Uh-huh.
So she was a chick who was impregnated and turned into a single mother at the age of 17.
Which she said she did on purpose.
Yeah, which she said she did on purpose, mind you. She ended up having 2 boys before she got married, though.
Mm-hmm.
So the first time she was turned into a single mother, she did not learn because she either had a child by the same man that wasn't taking care of the first one, or she went out and had a child by another man. Now, I don't know, in none of these videos that I mentioned that this woman say that she had her 2 sons have different dads or the same dad. So I'm just going to assume they have the same dad, because really and truly most Black women don't have multiple children by multiple men.
Right.
Contrary to what people want to believe. So I'm going to assume that both her sons are by the same man. So ma'am, if he wasn't taking care of the first child, why did you have a child by another child by this man? And then why did you go get married and have 2 more kids by another man? Because now her reality right now, since people are speculating that she's getting a divorce, now you're a baby mama to 2 men.
Right.
Right.
So We already know this woman is not learning. We know she didn't level up her mindset. We know that her goal was to have a man because it
Now,
appears
I will give a little bit of defense. At 17, quite honestly, that is so close to being a child that basically I cannot blame her for getting pregnant at 17. That is why they have the statutory rules, is because men are not supposed to be making men are not supposed to even be messing around with 17-year-old girls, whether it's legal or not. Really, grown men are not supposed to be messing with 17-year-old. It's that simple. And it's usually grown men that are making these young ladies pregnant.
she's bouncing from man to man. Let's continue.
Changed my life. And she basically taught me what a high value man is and what to look for when trying to find a husband. So I ended up taking my sister's advice and signing up for eHarmony. I think the second person that I matched with was the man that I'm married to, not my husband. And it was really different. My husband and I had a 20-year age gap, and he was not the first older man that I dated. So when I met my husband, I knew right away almost, and people say that, but it was definitely true. Just from our first date, it just felt natural. I felt like I just had known this person. Right. It was so comfortable. So we went to a really seafood restaurant, and it was great. It was an amazing first date. And I think we both were kind of just dating different people at the time, and that's definitely something that if you're looking to, find a husband, is not just dating one person at a time. Not all your things, but we had a great first date, and I think the best thing to think is our friend on the first date, and so I'm thinking about it. I'm not just gonna agree to be your girlfriend just like you're dating you because I know that you just be your friend so that you can get married. So
Like, I want y'all to look at her body language, the gleam in her eye. And I want you, because she's saying all this with like superiority, is what like, if you look at her demeanor,
Yep.
she's telling this story as if she really won a prize. This is what is getting to me.
Right.
Like,
That's exactly true. And that's what, just like, remember when they were going through that I'm the prize theory when it came to Simone Biles, and some regular unknown football player claimed that he was the prize and not, 10-time gold Olympian. I mean, that's where you see the delusion. That's where you see the delusion. And it's, I would say the Manosphere is the poster child for unachievers. Let's just put it that way, or underachievers at the least. Here we go.
this is my story on how I won this prize marriage. Now she's saying she learned from Shira 7. But what I know about Shira from watching some of her clips is that she does talk about not being desperate.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Shira 7 has ever encouraged anybody to rush into a marriage and marry a man that they don't know within a week, especially after you have doubts about how serious he is, because you go on his dating profile and it appears that he's still opening himself up to other women, even though he's talking to you about moving in and marrying.
Wow.
I don't think Shira 7 is who told. I don't think Shira 7 encouraged her to do this. I don't. So she can say she got all this from Shira 7, but at the end of the day, her decisions are not on Shira 7. She can literally only give you advice. She can only tell you what you should do. Ultimately, you make your decisions, but I've never heard Shira 7 tell anybody to approach a relationship out of desperation. This woman was operating from desperation. Does that mean she's to blame for what someone allegedly did to her children? No. But was she operating from a place of desperation? Yes.
Straight up.
I didn't agree, and we were talking, but then for some reason we kind of stopped talking for a little while, and then we both were dating other people and doing our own thing, and then I had gotten into a serious relationship.
Okay, let me
with
pause it there.
somebody.
If you want to hear the rest of Cynthia G's commentary, definitely check it out. I got one more clip here. One more clip. Let me bring it up. Where is it at? Where is it at? Where is that? Oh, here we go.
Some people just like self-reporting. I'm sure it's because Subway eat fresh.
Now remember now how she said that she got pregnant at 17, right? Let me show you why.
The point now where I'm seriously only considering dating actual teenagers, 18 and 19 years old, because women do not come pre-assembled. This is a quote from my good friend, client, and now business partner, Myron Gaines.
We're good.
Again! You fucking idiots!
Yo, I didn't think a fresh and fit reference gonna come in the first 10 seconds. We're good. Hey man, you are the company you keep.
What he means by that, and what I mean by that, is that by the time a woman turns 22, 23, 27, sometimes even by the time they're 20 years old or even younger, they have acquired so many bad habits, so many negative behavior patterns, so many crazy and wrong and harmful opinions and points of view, that it is actually quite staggering how many bad habits needs to be worked out of them, that sometimes it's too late for them.
Pause. Also, at that age, they are so arrogant with their knowledge, the little knowledge that they know, that they think they really got it. And you got to argue with them, thinking that they know life. You know how I know? I was a teenager as well.
It was interesting too, because you guys talk about like, oh, they develop so many bad habits, all this other stuff. And then you look at the guys who say this goofy ass shit, and they're some of the most dysfunctional, emotional.
Welcome
Exactly. Exactly. It's like, okay, so what are you doing better? What is the man doing better that he's better than the women that he's talking about?
Yeah, it just like what you were the one who were gonna tell her. You know, the guy you're taking cues from is just yelling at women, dropping hard NERs all the time, always emotional, constantly harassing people on social media all day, can't keep his shit together. Again! And I was like, why are you, as a 36-year-old man who's more hormonal than a menopausal woman, okay, gonna dictate to a young 18-year-old how to live life and be a decent person? Most of y'all are embarrassing to be around. Why are you guys trying to give cues to others?
Exactly. What Phoenix nails it. What the F? They're acting like they're buying a puppy.
Hence, if you date an 18, 19, 20-year-old girl, then they can be saved. Now, when my good friend Myron Gaines says women do not come pre-assembled, he means they're not a finished and complete product outside of the box. They need the guidance of a man to kind of push away these bad habits that they may be acquiring from mainstream media, certainly from universities and college campuses. Feminism, movies, pop culture, etc., is actually quite staggering. And that's why I'm considering dating younger girls, because they tend to be more of like a blank slate. And very feminine women, if they are dating a guy who has a strong masculine frame, they tend to just kind of absorb his points of view and his ways of thinking and his value system. And truly feminine and naturally submissive women kind of mold themselves. I've done a lot of research recently on Myron Gaines, my good friend. I've watched some of his videos. I've been a little bit on a binge. And this is going to be a combination of research that I've done on exactly elaborating on that statement, why women don't come pre-assembled. This is also
So
a list of red
basically, he's a 36-year-old man who wants to date a woman who's 18. What's up, Deontay? Deontay in the house. I mean, I could just say that and I sound like I'm bashing men just by saying the facts. Just by saying this is a 36-year-old man who wants to impregnate an 18-year-old girl. And let's face it, he'd shave it down to 17, who knows, maybe even 16. He's only saying 18 online because it's PR. It's like he has to make it sure he's legal. Yes. So basically, that's what they're into is objectifying girls now. Girls now, not women, girls.
flags and things you need to look out for with girls you're dating. And like I said, with younger girls, hopefully you can get them before they've adopted these negative behavior patterns or made some of these mistakes.
Women don't come pre-assembled. Nobody comes pre-assembled. It's called your 20s, you fucking
Tell them.
Like, who is who they were at 20, at 30?
I hope the fuck not.
Every guy I know changes. Unless you're a red pill dork, you're still living in high school and trying to overcome your fucking traumas.
Right.
Everybody changes. It's so funny to me because you get to your 30s and these guys are still obsessing over being able to smash and sleep with women left, right, and center. It's like, bro, most of the guys I know who start hitting their mid-30s and going into, they think about family, settling down. They don't want to sleep around. You evolve.
And most
you guys don't come pre-assembled either.
No, none of us.
Look no further than the extra wallet.
I got you something. What the fuck is this? Yeah. This shit is called extra. Oh, the shit comes out.
Yeah.
Hold on. Hey, this hard, bro.
Yeah. Go ahead, hit the button.
Yeah. Yo, this is hard, bro.
It's a white one too. It's a special edition.
I think I got American Express.
Leadership in the relationship, mentorship guidance that I put my little spin on. The next
5% off. No more ugly wallets. No more bulky things. No more losing.
From Myron's mouth, there may be a few things that I put my little spin on. The next one, prioritizing career over family. This is a big one. Being heavily career focused to the point that family or relationship priorities take a backseat. You know, this video is about Myron. It's about, his quote, women don't come pre-assembled. You see on the show all the time when they ask, so, men will provide financial support, protection, leadership in the relationship, mentorship guidance. What do you provide? And they're like, well, I'll provide that stuff too. And it's like, no, bitch, like this, like we don't care about your money. We don't care about your career. We want you to be compliant.
So basically what he's saying is that they want control over women. That's basically what they're saying. And shoot, you know something, y'all? I appreciate you checking me out tonight. Let me kick the beat though. Watch my community wall, because I might do something tomorrow, but I'm not sure. But I might do something tomorrow. I'd like to thank all of my friends that helped me put this live stream together, and please give them a hand of applause. They don't want to be told. They don't want to be named out. But if you can, give them a hand of applause, because it took a lot of work for us to get this together. I got some great information, and I want them to feel loved. So please, give them a hand of applause in the chat. Let them know you appreciate, their content. I mean, their content. A lot of the content that they looked up for me and everything like that, I put, and I put out here, is because of them. So let me go ahead and hit the beat right about now. Let me do something a little different this time. All right, I'd like to kick some shout outs to everyone, everyone in the chat. The chat was popping tonight. I loved it. Everybody was saying everything. It was cool. People were cool. The ladies had it going on. Let me kick a shout out now. Here we go. We have Phoenix Soul in the house. Angela Reddick in the house. Indiana Mom. Deontay Grant. Why is seeking knowledge? Hazelbud. NY to SFPCM. One of my day one, Henry Mars in the house. Kevin the Lifestyle Guy was in the house. Heck, Natural Under Pressure in the house. Eden Adele.
It's not a problem.
Black.
Cause I know what I'm getting into. Yes. Yeah. And nothing can stop me. No. Cause I'm addicted to what you and I
Bridget Mouton.
Lead the way. I follow. No need to say where we are heading now, babe. I follow to the edge of it all. So tell you good night, 'cause I'll buy no matter what.
Thank you, everyone.
Susceptible now, before the moment flies, before it flies. So tell you good night.
I'd like to wish everyone a nice weekend. And if I don't see you by then, happy Thanksgiving.